All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the True Big Blue podcast. This is like episode number 40. We're gonna go ahead and kick it to the intro, and we're just waiting for some people to come on. But we're gonna talk some Giants football tonight. Let's get it.
Super high.
All right, Lou, what's going on, Lou?
Hold on.
Hey, you sound better, man.
Now let me
Now let me
down to sleep.
down to sleep.
I pray the Lord.
I pray.
All right. Lou's sitting down the little man. That's what he does, man. Family man. Join the stream. Thank you for everybody joining the stream. True Big Blue podcast. Hey, thank you. Today is my birthday. Thank you, guys. Slay, Zion, Miz, what's going on, people? Hit Squad, what's going on? Yeah, today is my actual birthday. Just chilling out, doing a podcast with you guys tonight. I don't know, man, what topic y'all want to talk about with the Giants tonight. I know a major topic is about the offensive linemen in the first round. I'm actually going to be doing film reviews on each one of the linemen that I feel that we have a chance of getting in the NFL draft. From Evan Neal to Linda Baum to Iquanu. Thank you, Deception. Thank you, bro. Turned 34 today. Yep, turned 34 today. It's pretty cool. But I mean, Lou, man, what's hot in the streets in New York, man? What's hot in the streets and with the Giants?
COVID.
They all playing like they got COVID.
Yeah, that's the new hot shit right now.
Right. I know Kadarius Toney got it.
I done caught the shit twice. This is some bullshit.
Man, I don't know how you caught it twice, man. Ash, thank you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys. Just chilling out today. Nothing really special today. Just chilling out. Thinking about some new things. Trying to come up for the channel. Zion, what's going on?
I just wanted to come in real fast and say happy birthday, Pat. I didn't even know it was your birthday. I was texting.
Yeah.
I would have said happy birthday then. Happy birthday, and I already paid pre-arranged plans to get out some Warzone with the homies. But I just want to come in and say that, and you guys have a blessed stream, have an amazing stream. I'll have it up in the background. I'll be commenting every now and then, and you guys enjoy, man. Happy birthday, man. I was 34 now, 34 years young.
Yep.
Let's get it, bro. Enjoy it. You guys have a good stream, bro. Let's get it. My bad to put you on the spot like that, put you on blast, but hey, happy birthday, bro. Let's get it.
Right. Thank you, Zion, for popping in, man. Go check out his channel, man. Zion Zenith, man. He has a good channel. Does UFC fights. We got a good leather to the face this weekend coming up, though. I think people gonna watch that Logan Paul.
Tyrone Woodley. Tyrone Woodley.
Is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul? I think it's Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jake Paul versus Woodley. Woodley should have beat him the first time. He actually should have knocked him out. But yeah, we got to come up for a date for the Leather to the Face podcast because there's actually info came out that Kambosos prefers Haney. He prefers to fight Haney, but I think you told me that Tank was his mandatory, wasn't it?
Well, he said that he felt like Isaac Cruz won the fight, and that Tank didn't impress him. That Haney was more impressive, but I think he just think that he can beat Haney and he can't beat Tank. I think that's what he saw. He saw that.
I think Haney's a worse matchup for him because Haney know how to use that jab and that left.
But he seems to think that he have an easier go with Haney than he would with Tank because he watched Isaac Cruz hit him with everything but the kitchen sink and he didn't fall. So he's He's like, if Isaac Cruz hit him with all these body blows and everything else and he didn't fall, I ain't gonna do nothing to him.
It was body blows. I mean, body blows. It just
Hey, listen,
depends.
what we need to do is make a video about that motherfucking press conference afterwards. We're gonna talk about that after the stream.
Okay.
But happy birthday again.
Yeah. 34 years old. I'm getting up there now.
Oh shit, I don't want to hear it.
Man, I hope you start feeling better, man. No need you sick around here.
Oh shit, I'm gonna be alright, man. The crack pandemic didn't kill me in the 80s. I was in the South Bronx in the 80s, ground zero. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it was bad back then.
I'm talking about, listen, South Bronx in the 80s looked like Beirut. It looked like a war-torn country. You had half-condemned buildings that just fell apart, and piles of bricks that used to be the building laying next to what's remaining of the building, piles of trash. We used to run around and play in trash heaps. Like, that was our playground. Piles of trash and brick.
During that time, it was bad. All right, well, let's get to the first Giant subject, I guess. I can get into a couple of subjects. What do you think about Joe Judge saying Jake Fromm might get some snaps during this Dallas game? I pretty much knew that the neck was going to get a third start straight. Do you think he brings in Jake Fromm immediately with Glenn and start struggling, or does he wait till halftime and then bring him out? What do you think he does? Because I know he's not going to switch him in and out because they're not that type of quarterback.
At this point, I don't want to see the neck at all.
Me either.
I would rather you let Jake Fromm start and let Glennon back him up and see how that goes.
Because man, the neck, man, he's too much of a veteran to be playing like that. I know you're not the best quarterback, but man, you can hit wide open people, bro. You've been a veteran in this league for close to 10 years now. You mean to tell me you can't hit wide open people on crossing routes, on drags?
So what are you saying? That they're tanking?
Not tanking per se, but it's a way of tanking.
A way of tanking without tanking.
Yeah,
you put the sorriest backup in there and you tell them, listen, try to make as many incompletions as possible.
Nah. Well, Glennon, you ain't got to tell him that. You just tell Glennon to go out there and play.
If you keep my secret, I make sure your scrub ass get an extension.
Nah, you ain't even got to tell Glennon to do that. He's doing that. It's simple. He's actually playing hard. He's just terrible. Boy, if you don't get you some Campbell soup.
Shit, I've been drinking broth and water and tea all damn day. I'm doing a lot better though. I sounded like fucking who did it and why the day before yesterday.
Man, Miz says Tony got anything to avoid playing. Yeah, I mean, I think he might be benched too.
Shit, it's 6 more people went on the COVID list today.
Yep. I mean, it's like they get this COVID thing and they have breakouts every once in a while. A lot of teams catch it because the Browns caught it bad too. Baker Mayfield, everybody got it right now.
You got it bad.
Right.
Well, your record's trash. And you want to save your best damn team. You got it bad. We gonna see what the backups can do while we keep y'all back. Shit.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think this team is gonna win another game this year.
No.
I think the only game they win is the Bears, maybe.
Listen,
the Bears play hard. So
I just want to beat the Eagles.
That would be hilarious.
I just want to beat the Eagles. That's it. I just want to beat the Eagles, and we can lose the other 3. I don't give a fuck. But beat the Eagles.
If we can sweep the Eagles and still be this bad, that would be absolutely hilarious.
Because I don't want to hear shit else from Uncensored, from Slay, from Bobby Murphy, from nobody. It'd be like, bro, we went 5-12 Uncensored and beat y'all.
Happy birthday to Pat.
Thank you, man. What's going on, bro?
Oh, I thought that was the commercial he made.
Happy birthday to Pat.
Thank you, man. What's going on, bro?
Good.
What you got going on today, man?
What's going on? Hold on, let me take that off. Sorry. Yeah. What's going on, Pat? Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Man,
thank
it's
you,
crazy.
man.
34. Maybe we see a Super Bowl by the time you're 63.
Holy
Right.
shit, that's fucking
30 years. I hope we can get one in 30 years. My goodness.
Yeah, we see one way before that. Don't worry.
Right. I don't want to be like how the Bears and them be 50 years before you get another Super Bowl. That's crazy.
No.
What's
Before
going
you're
on,
40.
Coach? King Tone, what's going on, Matt? What's going on? But
my boy Tone
I heard it was
said,
your
yeah.
birthday. I had to run up and put the Pat shirt on.
Hey Miz, this what we was
Represent.
talking about though. I said right now, I don't care if we lose every game except the Eagles game. I want to beat the Eagles. We can lose every other fucking game. We can lose to Dallas. We can lose to the Bears. We can lose to the Washington football team. But I want to beat the Eagles. So when any of them pop back in the fucking stream, I can be like, listen, you can't tell me nothing. We went 5-12 and still swept y'all bum asses. Shut up.
right. Right.
What happened?
Half of our victories came against y'all.
I have a feeling. I just got a feeling that we're gonna beat Washington in the last game of the year at home. Just a feeling I get.
You think we do what we did when we lost out on the Chase Young sweepstakes, even though we got Andrew Thomas, we want to win some unnecessary games to get like the 8th or 10th pick?
Yeah, because this guy Judge needs that taste. You know, like the team fought for me down the stretch. You know, he could say that. They'll win one game, Pat. I hope they don't win more.
Make it the Eagles game. Make it the Eagles game, and I'll be willing to back up and defend this Giants team for another season.
Because if we win the Eagles game, what if they turn around and beat the Bears and then the Washington football team finish 7-10, and then we get like the number 11 pick again?
Well, Miz will be a fucking genius because Miz said 7-10 at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
I thought I had us 9-8.
You said because of this offensive line, I still think realistically we'll only win like 7. We'll go 7-10. And I kept saying 11-6, 11-6, and then you started coming around. Then you went 9-8, and then you jumped on the 11-6 for a week, and then we lost, and you was like, "Fuck that shit."
I still believe that if we. And I know there'll be young kids, but I still believe if we really concentrate on the O-line, that we could win 9 or 10 games next year. I think we have the players around that. We just don't have that foundation.
I'm gonna tell you why. Even though they're young kids, it changes because those young kids are gonna give you more than what Nate Solder and Billy Price can give you right now. Even as young kids, I think they give you more than what those two guys give you.
I got a question. Did we get rid of Brett Hagee? Or is he still on our practice squad?
That's a good question. That's a damn good question. Because if Brett Hagee is still on this practice squad, maybe they're saving him from next year just like they're doing Isaiah Wilson. Because I believe they're doing Isaiah Wilson, they're saving him for next year. You will not see it. If you ain't seen Isaiah Wilson now, that means he's not going to play ever. Not ever, but you know what I mean, not this season.
Yeah, and he ain't been cut or traded or none of that.
Yeah, he ain't been cut, traded, or anything.
And every time a report comes out about him, it's about him training and losing weight. So maybe he's proven to them that he wants it, and maybe they're like, okay, keep doing what you're doing. Next year, you'll be our starter.
Yeah, Super Tire says Brett Hagee's not on the team anymore. So I don't know.
I have high hopes for Wilson. I think that even if they wait for next year, maybe it's because of mental. He's got to get mentally right.
I think you just saved him for next year because you packed it in this season. You know you're not going to be anything. So why put film out there for other teams?
Listen, I got a theory.
Come out.
You know how we've all been saying that this particular draft class coming up is rich in edge rushers and offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know how we've been saying that all throughout the season. Who's to say that Joe Judge didn't see the same thing we was seeing and said, you know what? We still need a few more pieces. And with the Bears' first pick and our first pick, we can probably get most of it done. So Let's see what we got in these bums. Let's see what we got in these stars. And let's eliminate the bums and add more stars.
That's only true, Luke, if you knew that his job wasn't at stake in the beginning of this year.
Well, I think he knew. I think they gave him some assurances when he got hired, because I remember him saying, and they came out and said it again recently, that the only reason he took the job was because they agreed to do it right. And he said he wasn't looking for no quick fixes or no fast solutions. It was going to take time. You know, he said all that in the beginning. We all missed it because we were so fascinated with the lineup and punch you in the face for 60 minutes that we was like, oh, sold. Yes, fuck that. Yeah, hell yeah, he's our guy. Right? I mean, because I was like, fuck yeah, I'm all in, bro. I'll go run through somebody right now for you. You know what I'm saying? So we all heard that part, but we missed a lot of the foundational and fundamental shit that he said, which is he said we have to build the right way. It's gonna take some time. You know what I'm saying? And I think they tied his hands by forcing Garrett on him. He wanted Garrett gone last year, but he had to prove to Mara that he can do it, right? They finally let him get rid of fucking Garrett. Now he's going to put his fingerprint on this team. We got to give him another season, and we got to give him the draft. Now, if he drafts fucks up and the season is fucked up, get him out of here. Slander his name, make all types of memes about him, all types of videos, send them letters if you want. I don't give a shit. But we got to give him a fair shake. That's what we've been doing wrong the whole time. We haven't given Daniel Jones a fair shake because we haven't gotten an offensive line. We haven't given Saquon Barkley a fair shake because he hasn't had an offensive line. And now you got a head coach who you forced the offensive coordinator on. You know, you haven't. You got to give these guys. And I think that's what Odell Beckham was saying when he was like, you know, they won't let me beat me. In a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, these guys are young kids coming from college, megastar athletes over there. You know, these guys who get drafted over here, they're stars in their college. You know what I'm saying? So when they come here and you're a rookie, you know what I'm saying? That might be hard for some people to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So a coach has to be understanding and know how to guide that young mind into what he needs him to be. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we had the pieces in place to do that, which is why we've seen so many of the kids that we've drafted not develop.
I don't think they developed because we didn't have developers on this team, and the ones that aren't being developed now, I don't think they're Joe Judge guys. Like I said before, I think Joe Judge cleans house as far as player wise of the older players that's been here before he started drafting. I think he gets rid of a lot of those guys, and I think he starts bringing in his own people in his own system. Definitely now that he gets to bring in his own offensive coordinator. Me personally, I think he's just going to promote Russ Callaway because I believe that was the guy that he wanted.
That's what I think. That's what I said on, I think it was Joel's stream the other day. I said, I think they let Kitchens finish out the season and let Russ Callaway learn how to be an offensive coordinator. That's why he's been on board. And then, you know, you bring him next season as your offensive coordinator. And, you know, you bring in the rest of the staff that you want, some teachers, some real teachers that can develop these freaking rookies into something, because we got a super young team, and these guys didn't make it to the NFL by happenstance. You know what I'm saying? They're talented. They just need to be developed.
Yeah, I mean, they need to be developed. That's why I think he's not rushing Isaiah Wilson to the field.
Because look, prime example, we didn't see Ellison Smith come out early. We didn't see
Tony come
Aaron
out
Robinson come out. We didn't see Tony come out, right? He held all them guys back. But when they finally stepped on the field, they produced. So maybe
and I think Ellison Smith is going to be a pretty good dude, man. I think he's going to be pretty good, man, because he has some speed off that line that we don't have with our other edge rushers.
Quincy Roche
or Roche.
We got Roche
has power.
No, I'm saying we had Roche for 5 weeks before we saw him step on the field.
Yep, he was on the practice squad for what, 4?
So you know what I'm saying? So
until he finally benched O'Shane Zimenez.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? Like he takes his time with the players to develop them, which is a good thing. But we got to have enough players that are good. We
Right.
got a lot of freaking hacks out
Yeah.
there. O'Shea Zimenez, Lorenzo Carter, fucking, I don't know why we got rid of Kyler Fackrell and kept Carter. I don't know why
Those
we
two
got
gotta go, man. Those two gotta go. You gotta go with younger
Yeah.
kids now. That's it, man. It didn't work out. That's it, man. Carter is a total disappointment.
Yeah, so was Zimenez. I mean,
Yeah.
Like
what's
you
you guys'
said.
opinion on
I'm sorry,
what's your
Pat.
guys' opinion on? No, go. You good?
I
What's
just
your
wanted
guys'
to say
opinion
one
on
thing. If
Dexter
you got
Lawrence?
Roche, you got what we got. Roche, the other guy we just drafted, who hasn't
Ojolari,
Ojolari,
you got Ojolari, but the other one that you were just talking about.
Ellerson Smith,
Ellison
Yeah.
Smith.
Now, if you go get the kid from Purdue, realistically would be there for us. Now you got a pack of a small pack of wolves
Hey,
to
do
develop.
we still have Raymond Johnson the third?
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay.
He's actually
Okay.
playing a little bit.
Okay.
I think you can train him up to be that pass rushing defensive end. On
Remember, he
third
was an
downs.
undrafted. He's
He's undrafted.
undrafted free agent, and he's still on this team, which means he's been showing something.
What's going
And he
on,
didn't
bro?
start until like week 8 or something like that.
Something like Giants.
Raymond Johnson, I think he came in around week 7, week 8, and they let him started playing. I know he played a little bit before then, but he only got like one snap and they pulled him
Right.
out. But now he's getting a decent amount of snaps per game. I'm seeing him out there, but I really want to see what this Ellerson Smith kid has. But the way the season has gone, I think he's holding a lot of those guys back until next year, and he's really trying to see who he's going to keep on this team. I think Evan Ingram is showing. Don't be surprised if he brings that guy back.
Well,
I've always been a fan.
listen, I like the kid. I was pissed off at him for having dropsies that whole fucking season. Apparently, I wasn't alone because his ass got booed when he came on the field and cheered when he stepped off. So there was a lot of people that saw it, but I think he took that personally. He worked on it, and now he's starting to show why he's here. So I wouldn't
And
be
he's gotten
surprised if they bring him
dramatically
back.
better with his blocking, Lou. He's got dramatically better with his blocking.
And he's a leader. He's a captain on this team. Whether we want him here or not, the guys respond to him. They rally around him. So,
And I'll tell you what I like the most about him this year. This may sound corny. He plays. He tried to play most of the year. Yeah, he missed the first 2 or 3 games, but he didn't. There isn't something every other week like these other guys,
dependability, reliability, fact.
It's your best ability. It's a shame when Evan Ingram is one of your healthiest players. He's usually one of your unhealthiest players.
And
Evan
truth
Ingram,
be
missed,
told,
2 games.
truth be told, Pat, our pass coordinators, they don't even use him correctly, and we all know that.
Right.
They don't put him what he's best
Right.
at. They don't.
Because
He's supposed to be running up the seams like we used to use Will Tye.
Yep. If you
Maybe
put
the
him
next
on a
guy
team
comes
like
in
the
and says,
Rams,
wait a minute, I want this guy. The next guy comes in, I know how to use this guy, and Judge, likes him too. So
I'll tell you this: if Russ Callaway
if Evan Ingram was on the Tampa Bay Bucks, Gronkowski would not start.
Goodness.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he would. Gronkowski would start, but he wouldn't get as many snaps.
Or if Belichick had him, or Aaron Rodgers, I'm telling you, they would do damage.
Yeah. They would do damage with him. They'll have him up the seam more than like he's supposed to be used. We're using him more as a blocker. Yeah, we're using him more as a blocker than what he is. He's a receiving tight end. He's like a Shannon Sharp, like how they were back in the day. Even though Shannon Sharp was pretty damn strong, his blocking, I give him a B with his blocking, but he wasn't known as a blocker. Antonio Gates wasn't known as a blocker. But they had that balance of being a receiver out there. Now, I will say this about Evan Ingram. He has to get his route running a lot better. That's the only thing that's really holding him back is his route running. If he gets settled movements like a Kelsey or anybody like that, that dude, he could basically be almost unstoppable because he's faster than your linebackers and your safeties, and you can't put a DB on him because he's bigger than him. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. If they bring back Ingram, I would say it would be a cap-friendly team deal. But the way he's playing, he might get a decent deal out there on the market. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah,
Pat. Don't forget why people feel special on here. You gotta highlight some of these comments, man. People saying hello.
The last one I highlighted, was
You not saying hello back. You know what I'm saying?
I did. I said hello
Giants
to everybody.
577 said, "What's good, fam? Pat, Miz, Lou, salute."
And I said, what's up, 577? I said
Right,
that. Super
right.
tired. I've been
Yeah.
saying all this.
Get a
Okay.
hit squad up in here if he wants to.
Yeah, super
Had a
tired.
nice stream yesterday earlier in the day. Hit squad. He put up, got a couple of us on there talking at like 12, 1 o'clock afternoon.
Yeah,
Had a
12,
nice
1
little
o'clock in
stream
the
there.
afternoon.
He
Early
says
day.
Evan Ingram is not trash like people make it seem like he is. He just has a
Yeah,
case. He had a case of the dropsies last year. He has to get his hands better. And if he gets his route running, like I was saying, if he gets his route running up, man, that dude could be a force, man. He could be
yeah,
an absolute force.
he could be a
Yeah.
force.
Look, this fan base, and I'm definitely included in it. This fan base has become real negative, and everybody loves the rants now because we become negative, and I get why. It's been bad football for a bunch of years, but it's not going to stay like that forever. And these weapons that we have, like Ingram, you guys expect a lot out of him, but again, we don't have O line or the time to send him down the field. You got to remember that. This whole thing could look real different with 2 or 3 good young linemen, solid linemen on the learning.
we
It could
also
change
forget
everything.
we also forget that the reason we all liked Ingram his first season is because of who was throwing the ball to him. You had a 15-year veteran who knew how to read a defense, knew how to lead his receivers and put them where they were not being harm's way and maximize the potential of the play. Eli Manning made Odell Beckham better. He made Saquon Barkley better. He made Evan Ingram better. And then you put a rookie in there, and these things are going to happen. He's used to the ball coming a different way, and I was mad at him. And I was like, fuck Evan Ingram, trade him for a Snickers bar and all this shit that I've said on the streams. But when you go back and look at it, you got a guy you're used to catching the ball from Eli. Then you bring a rookie in here, and ain't no telling how the ball is coming out of his hands, what type of rotation or spiral. So you got to get used to that. He's not putting you in the safest spot, so you got to get ready to take a big hit when you catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? So all of them things factor in, and a lot of times as fans, we don't think about all the minute little details like that. We just want you to catch the damn ball and go score, So we get pissed off when it doesn't happen. But in retrospect, when you sit back and look at it,
Salute.
it's a lot of intricacies and little minute details, and it's the fundamentals. So we'll see.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean,
see.
we'll see, man. Shout out to Tudo in the chat, always coming in,
Yes,
always
sir.
slapping slimy Steegle Eagles fans. I can agree with you. Hopefully, we could beat them and sweep them this year. That would be
Grazie
absolutely
mille.
awesome. But what I'm gonna ask the panel this, Lou, Miz, what do you guys think about Daniel Jones going forward? I'll tell you, me personally, I'll say this to the end of the days. He's not a quarterback that elevates his team. What I mean by that, he's not the player that can go out there and make something happen out of nothing. He'll never be that type of quarterback. He'll always be the type of quarterback that if you put a great system around him, he can make a little bit of some plays for you. He won't go out there and win you the game, but he won't lose it for you. That's like average in my book. What do you guys think about Daniel Jones going forward? Do you think he'll be the quarterback? Do you think that I know everybody thinks he's been done a disservice here, and that's very true. No super tides, he's not an Aaron Rodgers, not even close. But you don't need an Aaron Rodgers to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. By the way, Aaron Rodgers only won 1 Super Bowl.
That's right.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers has only won 1 Super Bowl.
And guess who knocked him out the playoffs one season?
Right.
The New
Yeah.
York Football Giants and Eli Manning, baby.
But what do you guys think going forward? I mean, who wants to go first? I don't know, Lou, you want to go first? Or Miz, you want to go first?
Whatever you want. You want to go, Lou? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Miz.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm a big supporter of Jones, and I feel like we could build up a real good team before we go get a quarterback. Maybe get a stopgap quarterback for 1 year to challenge Jones, and we don't have to go for a quarterback till next draft. We need to stack. We need to do it right for once and build the foundation, the trenches. But I'm going to tell you something because I'll be doing myself as a fan a disservice if I didn't do a little homework. And Pat knows. I texted him last night. I bothered him in the middle of the night. I started looking at Kenny Pickett, and I'm gonna tell you something,
Well,
man.
watch the kid coming out of North Carolina who
Hold on,
declared
hold on,
for the
hold on.
draft
Let
today.
Miz finish his. Let Miz finish
No,
his thought.
it's all right. I didn't get to those guys yet. You know, we're still in season, but I did. I know that we have something going on with this QB thing, and so there's a bunch of different options. So I went and took a look at the kid in the draft because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not giving up my 2-1s for anyone. I don't want to. We need to build the trenches. We can't keep pushing this off year after year. It's a glaring disaster. So I looked at the kid that we could draft. I know there's a few of them, but I like this kid.
Congratulations on 700 subscribers, Pat.
Yes.
Yeah, I just seen it. Slay just put 700 in the chat.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
Happy
Big Pat.
birthday.
What's going on?
Real short.
What's
real
going
short.
on, man? How you doing?
This kid has a strong arm, very accurate. He's mobile. I tell you what, man, he looks like he's got a lot of goods in him. So it's going to be, listen, we have a tough decision to make. So whoever's coming in to make this decision, man, it's going to be a big-time decision. Are you moving off of Jones and you're drafting the kid or whatever? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to lie to you. The kid has me interested.
Well, Judge in the press conference today was asked about Daniel Jones. And he said that he likes Daniel Jones. He thinks Daniel Jones is the guy, and he has proven what he needs to prove to him. So I think that kind of kills. I think that kind of kills the whole discussion. Is Daniel Jones on the chopping block? I think he's proven to Joe Judge that he wants to win, that he has heart, that he's willing to throw his neck on the line for the team, literally, and that's what Judge wants. Now the problem is, can Judge teach the guy? Can Judge correct the mistakes that we all see as fans and as the coaching staff, I'm sure, sees?
Okay, now with that being said, I know me and Joe have our theories about the whole subject. Joe's getting ready. I know we have our theories about the whole subject, but with that being said, now do you think this neck thing is serious, or do you think this is a ruse to keep Daniel Jones on that bench because he knows that offensive line is trash if he really believes in Daniel Jones?
That's bullshit. That's what I think. Total bullshit.
So do you think it's bullshit just to keep him on the bench, to keep him out of harm's way?
Maybe give him a break, a rest.
You know what? I wish they'd have did that shit for Eli, because he was getting killed back there to the point where he would just throw the ball at his own feet just to not take the sack.
If you see Jones in the last game or two, you knew this was what it was.
Now, I will say this. What's going on, young fellas?
We good. Congrats on the 700.
Thank you.
Oh,
the
shit.
stream here is going to be for
your name is Pat, the 700 Club.
Right.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about, man.
That's you and Barry Bonds.
But
we were talking religion.
Hey, let's get Pat to 1K.
Yeah, exactly. But this stream here, I'm gonna let the old heads take over for a little bit. I'm gonna let you guys chime in here and there. No offense, but the old heads, I just feel this needs to be an old head stream today.
That's because he got old today. He's a certified old man today.
Yeah.
It's his birthday.
So Logan, no offense to everybody, you can chime in every once in a while. I'm gonna ask you to chime in on some certain subjects. But we're going to let Miz, Joe, Lou, they have anything to say, we're going to let them go uninterrupted tonight, okay? Mm-hmm. So, Joe, what do you think about it?
Man, I tell you, I'm still excited for the offseason here. It seems that Joe Judge is getting more and more control. I've been looking at things in a lot different light. And, I've been thinking, Pat, that Judge probably was the reason we traded down last year.
Yep.
And I get it that everybody is upset, but we took a wide receiver. We didn't get any offensive linemen. And it's like he's setting the club up for the future.
Now,
He's
see,
looking
hold on. Sorry
long
to interrupt,
term.
but right
Hence
before
why
you
we
came
have
on, I
more.
said
Go ahead, Lou.
that. I'm sorry, Joe, but right before you came on, I said that perhaps because we've all been saying all season that this offensive line was completely trash, but this upcoming draft class was rich in offensive linemen and edge rushers.
Hence
So
why we got the
perhaps he
picks.
saw what we saw beforehand and had the foresight to trade back because he's from a tree that trades back and gets draft capital. So he had the foresight to see, hey, maybe next year, I can get rid of Garrett by this time. I can get some draft capital and I can build the team the way I want to, which goes back to the giving them their own rope and letting them hang themselves conversation that we had the night before last or yesterday,
Right.
I believe. So, the more I ponder on it and everything, and it all ties back into his hands were tied. He had Garrett, he had Gettleman. I'm sure he had to argue with Gettleman about getting that trade back because Gettleman does not trade back. He didn't even answer the phone in 2018 when we drafted Saquon, and people were calling left and right to move up to that number 2 spot, and he wouldn't even answer the phone or entertain deals. So I know he had to fight with Gettleman to trade back.
So, with that being said, Joe, go ahead and finish your statement.
Oh no, it's just that's exactly where I was going. Is what Lou is saying. So, I understand that everybody's upset right now. I'm sorry. Did I get loud?
No, I don't know. Someone, I think that was Manzi, put his cup in the sink.
Because I got a new mic coming. Yeah, I just ordered a new mic. That's why I'm late. I was talking to Authentic, so
pause.
That way I can eliminate some of this background noise and sound a little better.
He said he got a new mic coming. Pause.
Yeah, I got a new mic coming. That way, because I'm tired of the back feet and everyone can hear what's going on 3/4 of the way across my house.
Pause. Back feet 3/4 of the way. Pause.
Man, let the man finish his statement, man. Press
play.
It's
looking back at everything. Looking back at what Dan Reeves did. Looking back at what Jim Fossil did. Looking at what Jim Harbaugh did in Michigan.
Well,
took him 5 years to beat Ohio State, but he built a program to beat Ohio State. And that's the goal of Michigan football. Not really to win a championship, it's beat Ohio State. So look, you guys can say that right now Joe Judge is horrific at play calling, horrific at defense, horrific at offense, horrific on special teams. But you've got to get the guys in that are going to buy into Judge, that are going to follow Judge, that are, not going to make mistakes, and that are ballers. Judge is bringing in ballers. Ojulari he brought in. Roche on the free agent wire. McKinney, Thomas. These are his guys. These are the guys that are shaping this foundation right now. These are the guys that we're excited about. It's not from Shermer's or Betcher's picks. Those guys we want to get rid of in Carter and Zimenez and a few others. Hell, even Hernandez. We're not happy with these guys. These guys aren't Judge's guys. Give them 3-4 years, develop the team, grow the team, see what we have, because then when the next coach comes in, he's got film and a foundation to see, okay, what can I do to make this better or improve? What players do I need? What cap room do I have? Because this year's tight, but the following years, we're going to have a lot of cap room. We're going to have youth. We're going to be needing that one player to put us over the top to become that New York Giants team again that nobody wants to play. It's right there in front of us, and we just have to show another year of patience, and we're going to be a dominant football team for 10 or 12 years.
Hold that thought, Joe. Hold that thought.
Okay.
This is very important. Shout out to freaking Super Taj. That is dope, man. Thank you, man. That man just sent me basically a $20 super chat.
Nice.
Man, thank you, bro. Like, seriously, man. Y'all, man, that means a lot, bro. That's like my first super chat, man. But go ahead, man.
Aw, Super Taj.
You get right.
You know, okay, look, is this draft class, even if we go get the stud offensive lineman in the first round, is this draft class going to really turn us into a playoff, a deep playoff team next year? Because that's the goal, to become a deep playoff team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this draft going to do that?
If it's done right, it should. Because
Well,
we're deep at the cornerback position and linebacker position, right? We need a few defensive
we're going to need an inside
edge rushers,
linebacker.
and
We're going to need a tight end. We're going to need a backup running back that's decent. We're going to need 4 offensive linemen. You know, do we have to get another cornerback because Bradbury's getting cut?
no,
Okay, just that's a lot of positions.
we don't have to replace Bradbury. We have his replacement on the team. We have
Okay, but what about depth?
That's what I was gonna get to, guys. That's what I was gonna get to.
Listen,
but go ahead, Luke.
At the cornerback position, we have Darnay Holmes, Julian Love, Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, and Xavier McKinney. That's not counting James Bradbury. That's 6 cornerbacks. Right? And then at the safety position, we have Logan Ryan, Jabril Peppers.
He's gone.
Yeah, he might not be back next year.
He might not be back.
He might not.
But I'm just stating right now what we have.
Oh, that's a good
I'm
point.
sorry,
I forgot
but
about Rodarius Williams before he got hurt. I forgot he was playing before he got hurt.
And I'm sorry, but there's a couple guys on there that I could live without. I don't think they're that good.
Oh, I forgot about Rodarius Williams. Wow.
Because he got hurt, but he was playing his ass off.
But let's get into it because Joel makes a great point, and like I said, me and Joel are very high on depth for a team, and we don't have depth at all.
No.
What he means by depth, Lou.
I know what he means.
I know. But at the cornerback position, you say that we got depth at cornerback. Okay.
No, I'm not saying we have depth. I'm just saying if we absolutely had to get rid of Bradbury and not sign somebody else, we could do it.
Good. I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
With Aaron, because he's training Aaron Robinson right now, Joe. You can't see it if you don't see it.
And that's what I'm saying. So
I see it.
And we still have Rodarius Williams, who I didn't even mention. So that's 7 cornerbacks, not counting Bradbury.
But you know, it's like, look at the defensive line. We've got to get somebody inside that can take care of old on his ass and out of the way. I mean,
to be honest,
that brings me to my next question.
We carried a lot of special teams players just for special teams that don't contribute anywhere else that we need to get rid of so that we can actually get some depth.
There's no one else to replace anybody else, though.
That brings me to my next question. Dexter Lawrence. What's going on Uncensored?
No, I'm going to get out of here, man. I got to get them alive.
I was going to say, I know you go live just about every night, huh, bro?
Sorry, AK.
No, you're fine. No, real quick, man. You know, and this is just from an Eagle fan looking in on you guys, and I'll give you my honest opinion. But we're very close and similar as franchises right now. Yeah, you know, you guys have less wins than us, but we have the same problem. We're both rebuilding. We both have our struggles in certain positions. And, you know, I said it last night, and Miz even agreed. It's about connecting. It's about consistency and, you know, building with a team. You know, and if you look at all the other franchises who have won in this league, they're consistent. You know, consistent coaches, consistent players. You know, I don't believe Daniel Jones is your guys' major issue. You can win with Daniel Jones. Do I believe he is like next level? No, but I believe he can get you where you need to go as long as you do put pieces around him and build your O-line like you guys do complain about. I understand that is your biggest weakness, but you're in the same boat that we are in. I don't believe you guys need to trade away your future for a QB, and that's going to fix everything. Just build around this kid. Build your offensive line. Give him some more weapons and defensive weapons, because you can't forget defenses win championships. You know, and defense just helps him just as much as the offense does. So, you know, you guys are there. We're there. we just got to make sure our GMs don't mess it up, because it's like I preach to my guys. I want to do it right the first time. That way we're not here in 5 years from now. You know what I mean? So
like we are right now.
exactly. So just get it done right the first time. You know, that's all I ask. Don't try and outsmart people. Don't try and overthink shit. Just take what is there and just be happy with it. You know?
All right. Uncensored, I'm gonna have to come to your podcast one day if I'm ever invited, man. Because you always show support to
Anytime,
mine,
bro.
so
Anytime. Stop in. You're more than welcome.
I have to come in there and deal with those Eagles chats against the Giants fan, but it's all love, man.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Oh, hey, man. You show me respect here, bro. That's what you get there.
Bro, listen, at the end of the day, bro, we're just fans of a sport. Just because we cheer for a different team don't mean we got to hate each other. You know what I'm saying?
Joel is my brother.
Chat. I don't have it.
Like, no lie. Joel is like my brother, and I tell him I might hate his team, but I respect him as a human.
Yep.
And that's how we
Goes
do
both
it.
ways.
Yeah.
Yo, Logan, put Eagles in the chat because I don't have his
If I
link.
see you getting mugged, you know what I'm saying, and I'm standing there and I can do something, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to help him. He's an Eagles fan. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, Lou. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
You guys
podcast, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
But let's get to this, fellas. Dexter Lawrence. Now, Joe just said we need that guy in the middle that can stop that run, to stop getting pushed out off the line. My question is what did we draft Dexter Lawrence for? And again, this is not a Joe Judge pick. So I will say that, what did we draft Dexter Lawrence? Because he's not a defensive end. He's not going to give you pass rush like that.
He's supposed to.
And we can't put him we can't put him at nose tackle because he's shown that he doesn't have the ability to be that run stuffer like a Dalvin Tomlinson. Shout out to I believe that was Big Blue Slim said we missed Dalvin Tomlinson. And yes, we do. Yeah. What do you guys think happens with Dexter Lawrence?
Dude, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be
defense. I mean,
I think he's getting traded. I personally,
no way, man, no way.
I think he's getting traded.
Nah, no way. How much?
He's not a Judge guy, man.
Bag of those cookies that you make. How much?
Well, there is some good butter in there.
The guy Dexter's so good, man. Right now, the team is just, it is what it is, man. I'm not getting rid of that guy.
My guy Dexter. Don't talk bad about my guy Dexter.
I'm telling you right now, there's probably a handful of guys that are safe on this team, and that's it. You know, you guys are, I mean, everyone's always saying that Daniel Jones is not Judge's guy. What if he gets a different quarterback? You know, it could happen, man. I mean, if Mara's really giving Judge control, you might see a lot of guys turned over, rotated out of here.
But if that was the case, I think we'd have traded him for Billy Price rather than BJ Hill.
You know, well, he was cheaper this year.
First round pick. You don't give up a first round pick for a Billy Price.
You know, that's
sorry.
Why you gotta give it?
That's a dumb trade if you trade a Dexter.
How many years?
No, I'm saying if that was the case, he would have traded Dexter Lawrence instead of BJ Hill.
No, you trade BJ Hill regardless. Dexter Lawrence brings you more in than with a Billy Price. Dexter Lawrence can bring you a second round pick. I'm telling you.
That's why I said with a deep offensive line class this year, Pat. That's why I said if we can get a second for Dexter Lawrence, don't be surprised if it doesn't happen.
I know Miz said a little bit of how he felt about the situation. I'm gonna go last, but Lou, how do you feel about Dexter Lawrence? As you heard that Joe said that he might be traded, and
well, he's not the only one that said that. Some people have said that on a few different areas and shows, but I think Joe Judge actually likes the kid.
Might.
Because you know there's been a few shifts and a few he's moved him to defensive end at times. You know, so he's shown Judge versatility. He's actually gotten a few sacks this year, even though he's just supposed to be a run stuffer. You know, so I think he's won Judge's respect, and I think he's done enough to stay on this team as far as in Judge's opinion.
But is he really a run stuffer, Lou?
No, he's not.
Be
He's
real,
really
Biz, Lou.
He's really not. But what is he at? Year 3, year 4?
Might get rid of Dexter. You're crazy. You guys, we supply the league with defensive tackles. We're gonna keep on doing it.
Adam, what's going on? But he's not that type of defensive tackle, Biz.
To me, he is.
All people should know what type of defensive.
But we don't got no real defensive ends. When we do, we might see him climb up to the next level.
What you guys are forgetting is
what's going on, Adam. Go ahead, Lou. I'm sorry.
Who else is beside him?
You got Williams at the other end.
You got Ojulari, who's a rookie, right?
Right.
And then you got Danny Shelton.
Bum. Next.
So
yeah,
half the time he's trying to get past his guy and Danny Shelton. So I mean, you know, and Leo's dealing with the same thing on the other side.
So do you think his game, because we know what Leo does when he has a run stuff and defensive tackle. You know he has an all-pro year. And I think he could do it again if he gets another defensive tackle right there. A Joe Judge type of defensive tackle that he wants. But Dexter Lawrence, do you think his game elevates any better when the defensive tackle was in there? I don't think he did.
Well, they literally straight up asked him. They asked him in the podium today, does he feel like he's lived up to his job, basically, as a run stuffer? And he was like, well, you know, I can improve this, that. You know, the New York media is brutal. They don't give a damn. So, you know, they already told him, like, yeah, you ain't living up to the billing. So I think, you know, you guys was just talking about depth. At the very least, if you sign somebody better, you keep him as a depth piece.
But that's a first round depth piece.
He ain't no depth piece. That guy's a starter, man.
No, I
he has to be a starter.
Apparently they think that he's one of the weaker links on our defensive line. So I'm saying, sign somebody better.
Who's that?
With that being said, that goes to what Joel is saying. If they think that he has not lived up to his first round talent, you don't think y'all gonna be in for a shock, man, when this dude gets full control. Because I think he's gonna get rid of a lot of people that a lot of people like.
I agree.
That'll be a bonehead move. Another bonehead move.
But why would it?
It is, Pat. It is.
Miz, okay, we might get into it a little bit, but Miz, what has Dexter Lawrence done that's been so great to where you're saying that he's untouchable?
Yes, you guys were all crazy about him. It's crazy, man. Everybody was. Now he was good. He was big time.
I wasn't ever that crazy about Dexter Lawrence.
So then, if they didn't want to keep Dexter, Pat, if they weren't going to keep Dexter, why did you let Dalvin Tomlinson go?
Because maybe
that's
the
problem.
Dexter Lawrence fit that role. Yeah, cap room.
The guy Dalvin was going to stay here for like $7 million, man.
I don't know.
They wanted to pay Leo $22 million, right?
That's on Dave Gettleman. I don't know what he thought. I guess he used that cap room that Tomlinson would have got to get Adoree Jackson. I believe they felt a number 2 corner was more important than what Dalvin Tomlinson was.
We got rid of Dalvin Tomlinson and BJ Hill and kept Dexter Lawrence. That should tell you something.
I believe they were trying to see if he could be that run stuff and defensive tackle that year, and he's proven that he can. So what I'm saying is, if a team comes to you during the offseason and say, hey, look, we like Dexter, we'll give you a 2nd-round pick for him. Do you believe that Joe Judge will turn around and tell them no if he's saying that Dexter Lawrence needs to improve, that he's not living up to expectations, saying in a nice
2nd-round pick in this upcoming draft?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Judge takes it.
That's all we're saying.
Right.
That's all I'm not saying
just because this is a defensive line and offensive line rich draft class, and we have a multiple amount of picks, and he's from a tree that likes to trade back and get draft capital. I think he would do it in a heartbeat. But I'm not saying, like you said, I'm not saying that they should get rid of Dexter. I'm just saying
draft an O-line at the expense of our D-line.
Miz, I'm gonna ask you this question. if we lose Dexter Lawrence, do you think this defense takes a major shot if we lose Dexter Lawrence? Like a huge shot, like how we lost with Dalvin Thomas in the beginning of the season. And still now, even though the defense is playing better, we still can't stop the run like we can stop the run with Dalvin Thomas in there.
Well, it depends. Are you gonna you're gonna have to draft another defensive tackle?
Let's just say before the draft anything, if Dexter Lawrence say he gets injured, does our defensive line suffer that much to where he's that important to where if somebody offered you a second round pick, you like, hell no, I got Dexter Lawrence. We're going forward with Dexter Lawrence. Is he that important?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not. I guess you could go on and get someone else, but again, we're not developing our players again. You're just throwing them out the door after 2 years.
But the thing is, Miz, we're working with a coach that wants to bring in his own regime. And I'll be honest.
We don't even know what that is. A regime. Like this guy has had some history.
Okay. We're used to holding on to just a tad bit of good things that we have with this team. That the players that are just a tad bit above average, we hold on to them like they're all pros. Let's be real, because this team has been so bad for about 9 years. People like a Dexter Lawrence, we want to hold on to him like he's an all-pro, perennial all-pro, and that's just not the case. What if I told you that we could get a defensive end like Dexter Lawrence for about $3-4 million and probably gives you around the same production?
I don't know, man.
I mean, what does Dexter Lawrence do on that field besides make a play every now and then? What does he do? Does he shoot off the charts to you? When you watch game film, when you watch the Giants, does Dexter Lawrence shoot off the page to you? I know Leonard Williams.
He had a better year last year than this year. I get it, but
I know Leonard Williams does. He shoots off the tape to you. Xavier McKinney does. He shoots off the tape. I'll say this: even Tate Crowder does a little bit. Even though he's Mr. Irrelevant, he goes out there and plays hard. Does Dexter Lawrence ever shoot off the tape to you besides a play here and there?
I mean, he commands the double a lot.
Does he?
If that was the case, I mean, we'd be stopping the run better with Tate Crowder getting and shooting gaps. And Benardrick McKinney, we'd have a lot more tackles for a loss if he really did. Because I've been watching Dexter Lawrence. If you watch the last game, hell, they put him at left end going against the right tackle, and he couldn't beat the right tackle one-on-one.
Yeah, because there's nobody on the edges for any offensive line to have to worry about. So
well, yeah, but that's what he was playing, Miz. He was playing left edge. He was the left edge. He couldn't get there.
I like Dexter a lot. I don't know, man.
I get it, Miz. I like a lot of these guys too.
I don't like a lot of these guys. I like Dexter. I do. I like Dexter a lot, and we drafted him.
He said, I don't like a lot of these guys. I like Dexter.
No, I don't.
You want a 3-4 nose tackle sign Foley, Poltowski. Jets probably won't resign him because 4-3. Look, that guy Mula, whatever that guy is,
yeah,
Moa.
Yeah,
I think we get the same production out of him. And I'm you can call me a clown, whatever you want to call me. I think that guy Moore could give us the same amount of production that Dexter Lawrence gives us. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not saying Dexter Lawrence is a bum. He probably could go to another team and shine. You never know. But for what Joe Judge wants his defensive line to be, that's why Joe Judge said that in the press conference. He just said it in a nice way.
Right.
If Joe Judge get rid of Dexter Lawrence, I'm done with the Giants and you guys. I'm done.
You gonna be done with us? Damn,
right,
bro.
That would never happen.
Well, how many defensive tackles we let go from this team, and then they have nice careers elsewhere?
But there were different type of defensive tackles, Miz. You know this. Is it Dexter Lawrence or Linville Joseph?
That's like
is
the Giants
like Linville Joseph.
Giants don't draft linebacker, and we don't keep nose tackles and defensive linemen because we're always good at drafting replacements. But for some reason, Dexter Lawrence
is drafting and replacing nothing, man. We're garbage. You got to
Well, I
stop
get
throwing
that.
players out every 2 years, man. Stop this. Every 2 years, we're gonna get rid of guys we drafted. Because we don't know how to develop anymore. And now I'm gonna hear about this ain't a judge guy. Yo, I don't even know what a judge guy is. He's younger than me. What's a judge guy? What? Because he comes from Belichick, so a judge guy is it like a Belichick guy? I don't know that to be true.
Miz, hear me out. Is a Dexter Lawrence on a level of a Linval Joseph when he was here?
Oh, Linval Joseph was my dude.
No,
Cullen
but could he
Jenkins.
be? Could he be?
Miz, just give me a straight answer. Is he on the level of what a Linval Joseph was?
He ain't far off.
Was he on the level of Dalvin Tomlinson?
No, I told you last year, Dalvin Tomlinson was the motor of this defense. You know that.
Is he on the level of even a Hankins? Barry Cofield.
Yeah, keep naming. Keep naming all the guys we supplied the NFL with.
Okay, but still. So are
That's
you
a
willing?
problem,
I think this is Dexter Lawrence. You're gonna have to pay his 5th-year option, which I believe is like 10, 12 million.
Wait, next year is his 4th, right?
No, this is his 4th year, isn't it?
No, this is his 3rd year.
Since 2017.
It's
right?
his 3rd year. He was drafted with Jones.
Why we got to rush him out the window? He's got 1 more year to go.
I'm not saying rushing him out the window like he's sorry, but if somebody comes and offer me a 2nd-round pick for Lawrence, you mean to tell me you wouldn't take that?
You're not going to get that much.
You're telling me he's coming off of a down type of year and someone's going to offer you a 2 now?
I believe somebody will offer you a 2 for Dexter Lawrence. I really do.
Then that means you believe he's good.
But he's not what we need. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference between a player being good and what you need.
So you're saying he don't fit Patrick Graham's scheme?
I don't think he does.
Is Patrick Graham even going to be here next year? Huh?
He was
for sure he's going to be here.
If Judge is here, he's here. He's the assistant coach.
Right.
He's the assistant coach.
You never know if he gets offered a head coaching job. I know probably not, but
nah. As soon as he turned down that coaching job, they extended his contract. Yeah.
So he's here unless he gets another head coaching job, which I highly doubt.
But I believe that that is true. That is a good point because Dexter Lawrence was a James Betcher draft.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tired of hearing this all the time. This guy's draft, that guy's draft. Man, if you're a player, you're a player in this league, man. It's football.
Yes, but we played a Tampa 2. We played a Tampa 2 under James Betcher.
That's why Carter is in
No
the
one had a problem with Dexter last year. I know that much.
I'm not saying I have a problem with him. I'm saying the theory that they're throwing out might make sense because he was a James Betcher draft. I'm not saying that I don't like Dexter. I like
I'm
Dexter
not saying
Lawrence.
that either. I actually like him too.
What the theory that they're proposing could make sense because he was a James Betcher draft for a Tampa 2 defense, which we do not play. So that could be a possibility is all I'm saying.
That's like Riggs, man.
I mean, that's like
no matter how much crap you talk about Riggs, people love Riggs on this team. Shepard.
Yeah, he can't fucking play a full season.
I think he gets rid of Shepard.
Shepard don't play.
He should get rid of Shepard. As much as we like Shepard, he should get rid of him.
All right,
he can't play a full season.
Let's look up Dexter.
I mean, that's like Carter and Jimenez. They shined under Betcher's system that 1 year. That's where we had hope from those two guys, and they went and turned into a shit bucket. I'm sorry, but they don't work. They're good players, but they just don't work in this team.
He said they don't work.
Jimenez is not a good player. I don't care what scheme you put him in. Stop it. Okay.
Jimenez is trash. Jimenez is hot.
Okay.
So if you,
I'm not getting in, bro. I'm just saying,
right.
Jimenez is not on Lawrence. Is not even in his world. I'm sorry, he's not.
All right. So listen here. If you drafted Dexter Lawrence not to be a run stuffer, you want him to get a little bit of pressure then, correct? I'm asking if you drafted Dexter Lawrence, you know that he's not a run stuffer like that, like how Dalvin Tomlinson was ready.
Here's the thing.
You want him to get pressure, right?
Watching some film I've seen of Dexter Lawrence, he gets some pressure through most games, but I can't even count how many times I've seen this man get held.
I just need somebody to answer my question.
What was the question?
if you drafted Dexter Lawrence and you're saying they didn't draft him to be a run stuffer, they drafted him to be a 3-4 defensive end. And the 3-4 defensive end, are you asking him to be like an Aaron Donald with the pressure? No. But if you are you asking him to get just a little bit of consistent pressure, since you're not going to be the guy that's the run stuffer.
What about it? I think he does both.
Okay, so he has over his whole career, he has a total of 9 sacks. Now I'm not counting sacks as everything, but you know why he doesn't get that pressure like that? Because he's not built for that. The man is 6'4", 342. When you're 6'4", 342, and you're a defensive tackle, what do you think they want you to be?
Run stuffer.
Stuff the gap.
The run, but does he have anyone else helping him?
Miz, a run stuffer is a
Does
run
Leo-
stuffer. You know, if a
Does
run
Leo
stuffer
get all
is a run
those?
stuffer, a run stuffer is a run stuffer, Miz. You know this.
To the point.
You coach
to-
football.
To the point where he's making is Damian Snacks Harrison was a
Can't
run
do it all
stuffer
by
no
himself.
matter where he went.
Yeah.
How was his
Snacks.
run stuffing last year?
Who?
Pause.
Him, all of them. The middle of the defensive line last year was ranked one of the best in the league, right? Because of those three.
Because of Dalvin Tomlinson.
Oh, Dexter played a big role too, man. He did.
If Dexter played a huge role in that, why did the defense switch from stopping people from -2 yards to people getting 4 to 5 yards every first down going right up the middle?
Oh. Took away guys. I don't know. You got Sheldon in there who does
We
that.
took away
the
Tomlinson
guy.
and we put Danny Shelton in his place.
Right.
Yeah, garbage.
Right? But if
Sheldon
Dexter
doesn't
Lawrence,
help at all, man.
If Dexter Lawrence is that guy, that top guy, it wouldn't be that bad. You wouldn't notice Dalvin missing that bad.
You leave out a name that has a big impact in the run game on the defense, and his name is Martinez, and he went down in the second week of the season.
That's true. But Dalvin Tomlinson made his life easy as well, because now he's able to shoot the gaps. He doesn't have linemen coming up to him blocking him. He was able to roam free. He was able to shoot gaps, and he's a damn good linebacker when it comes to run stuffer, and that's why he was so damn good behind a Dalvin Tomlinson. People don't know Dalvin Tomlinson meant a lot to this defense, period.
Yep.
I know it's like,
we all said
saying,
that.
yeah, I know it's like I'm not overhyping the dude, but he
No,
made
that's
this
why
defense
we
go.
was able to get rid of Snacks Harrison, because Dalvin Tomlinson did his job.
Right.
And that was how we were supposed to do it. Damon Harrison was a free agent signing that we had to pay a lot of money to get. It was on his 7th season. You know what I'm saying? And then we drafted Dalvin Tomlinson, who is a rookie who can do the same thing he can do for cheaper and have more mileage. So that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we need to do in this draft.
And Montez Sweat was available when we drafted Dexter Lawrence that year.
Maybe don't get rid of Dexter. Maybe go draft the mid-round defensive tackle to add to it.
But that's the point. Maybe if you trade that second round pick,
Right.
you trade him to get that second round pick, you can get a run stuff and defensive tackle high in the draft.
Right.
That's how I think these guys are thinking. I'm not saying Dexter Lawrence is a bad player. I think
Right.
he's actually a pretty good player, but I just don't think he fits the system. There's a difference between you being a bad player and you not fitting the system. Some guys can go to a different system, just like Marcus Golden. Golden is an absolute monster over there in Arizona, and he did fairly well here. But he's not nowhere near the player that he is in Arizona that he was playing here.
He had 10 sacks that season with us.
Everybody in the chat is a two-face because nobody had anything to say about Montez and Dexter the last 2 years. But all of a sudden now you make it sound like Montez Sweat is some beast in the NFL. He's not.
Actually, he's pretty good, but
He is pretty good, but he ain't the guy that these guys are making him out to be.
Not you guys. I ain't saying nothing about that dude.
Yeah, he's not like a TJ Watt or anything.
But nobody before Pat brought it up tonight, I never heard anyone say they weren't happy with Dexter. We could have had this guy over that guy. Every time you're gonna look back 3 or 4 years and want to blame Ghetto in for not taking this guy and not taking that guy, it's stupid already.
Well, I'm not saying that we want to get rid of him, Miz. Honestly, I'm not. I'm not saying that I want him gone. I do like the kid. Okay. All I'm saying is that Joe Judge is going to be turning this team over big time this year because now his ass is on the line. Definitely. He's got to win games. He's got to get people in there that he wants. And sometimes when that happens, there's a turnover. Unfortunately, we do want to get better. And you know what? If we get better because Dexter's gone, Daniel Jones is gone, and Barkley's gone, I'm all for it. I want to win football games. I want to win 8, 9, 10 games next year. You know, I love those 3 guys. I die for those 3 guys. I love rooting for those 3 guys. With all my heart, with as many years as I've been a Giants fan, I've never been as much outside of Lawrence Taylor. I've never liked a guy like Daniel Jones that I like right now. I like the kid, and I can't help it. That's why I defend him so hard. But if we're going to go on to a dynasty and those guys aren't involved,
listen,
I want to win,
rid of
man.
Fucking Saquon. We better not get rid of Saquon. I'm slapping the shit out of somebody.
Lou, I'm just saying, if we start dominating and going off, I'm all for it.
So
give this kid a line. You give this kid a line, and I guarantee you he will Ginsu slice every fucking defense we face. Give him a line that blocks for him to the second level so he can get out there and juke and spin and hurdle over fucking people like we all like to see. The kid is phenomenal. He's gained his confidence back. Give him a fucking offensive line that can block halfway fucking decent, and this kid will be a fucking Hall of Famer.
The best running back in football.
Yeah, I agree with Luke.
So let's be real. I'm against getting rid of them too, but let's be real. You're trying to build this team the way that you want to build this team. Say if a team, I don't know, what's a team that actually needs a runner. Say if the Cardinals offer your first round pick for him because they actually can use him and will be dominant with him. Say if the Cardinals offer your first round.
I tell him I'm gonna give you a counter offer. I tell him you take Kenny Galladay and you take Gary Brightwell. and I'll throw in Nate Solder.
Yo, Kenny, Gary Brightwell hasn't retired yet? Damn.
He's a special teams fucking
player.
Let
me ask you something, Joe. But we're going to I'm good with it. I'm fine with Judge doing all the changes he needs for us to start getting back on the right road. I'm good with that.
Right.
But this organization better not cut him after next season if they only win 6 games or 5 games. Because guess where we're at then? Then we are totally screwed.
Yeah.
So you got to give them 2 or 3 years more to really rebuild the team because you can't do it in one season. A lot of these fans are unrealistic.
I get that.
What's going on, Benny? Ash Money says if a team wants to give a good trade for Saquon, I'll trade him and try to get Hassan Haskins from Michigan.
Yo,
I'll say
Ash, whatever they are putting in the air ducts at Target, stop working there, bro.
I'll say this. If I did trade Saquon Barkley, I'm going after that running back from Cincinnati in the 2nd or 3rd round. I'm going to be doing a film review on him as well. I think he's one hell of a runner, and I think he's underrated as hell. But you cannot replace a Saquon Barkley if he's healthy. If he's healthy, you cannot replace a Saquon Barkley. And, yes, you do need to put a line in front of him. But if somebody comes and gives me an offer I can't refuse, I don't think there's anybody on this team besides Andrew Thomas that won't be traded if there's an offer that you can't refuse.
Right.
If somebody gives you first round picks for Saquon Barkley, I think he's gone. Shout out to the 34 in the chat. I think he's gone.
I agree.
I don't disagree. I'll throw one more guy in there that we don't trade.
But don't make it seem like we're saying that these players are bad. That's not what we're saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm not getting sensitive to that. I'm just saying if they get rid of Barkley now in his 4th season after an injury, after rehab, after sticking with this team and never coming out in the press and saying nothing bad about this bum-ass offensive line, You know what I'm saying? After they questioned him about his contract negotiation, and he was humble and he said, "I'll let that work itself out." He didn't act greedy. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? If they do that shit to him now, bro, I will stop being a Giants fan. There's too many players they have done dirty. Like I would be like, you know what? Fuck this organization. I'm gonna make straight boxing videos, and that's it.
Okay, so I guess Ram fans should have felt the same way when they got rid of Todd Gurley.
I don't know, and I don't care about no motherfucking Rams, whatever state they play for, whichever time they decide to sell their organization. I know I'm a New York Football Giants fan and have been one since '85. And the best fucking running back I've ever seen wearing New York blue is Saquon Barkley. And I would hate for us to do him the disservice that we've done, okay? And fucking not give him a line, let him get injured and have to rehab and all this shit and have permanent damage, and he's gonna have a fucking radar Doppler in his knee and know when it's gonna rain and it's gonna snow for the rest of his life when he gets older for this team, for them to fuck around and trade him. Now, that's some bullshit. That's not honorable. That's not loyalty. And I understand this is a business, but certain times you gotta fucking overlook some business shit.
You're saying if he comes to this offseason and says he wants 16 to 17 million, you willing to pay that for him, even though he's only played a total of 2 total seasons and 4?
And whose fault is that he got hurt?
It's not the offensive line's fault. He got hurt running in the outfield. It's like he caught the ball in the backfield.
Because he felt like he had to do everything for this fucking team because he knew we was trash. He even said that in the interview.
Man, he got injured because he got injured. It was nobody else's fault. It's not even his fault.
You're right. I'm not gonna argue with you, brother. All I'm saying is, if they fucking get rid of him now for an unproven coach who I like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I will be a fucking straight up boxing YouTuber. There won't be no more Giant shit out of me. I'll pop in y'all stream and talk shit and banter with y'all, but I won't make no more fucking Giants videos ever again.
That's
crazy because I've seen people get done a whole lot worse than that, and they never got injured, and they were on the field every single play. I've seen Amani Toomer play with us 12 years, and he never got a contract in the top 10 of receivers.
Yep.
And he was there every single day. I seen we got rid of Ike Hilliard after he got hurt.
He was a beast.
Very next year. Got rid of him, didn't they?
Yeah, and I'm tired of this team doing that shit. That's my point.
What do you mean? The team got better when it did it because we brought in Plaxico Birds.
Right.
We won the Super Bowl when we did it. We got rid of Jeremy Shockey, didn't we? And we got rid of him for a lesser player and Kevin Boss. But we won the Super Bowl, didn't we? Even greater. And Shockey was a dog. That was my favorite player when he was playing with us. Absolutely. That was the only dude that stood up to the Dawkins I ever seen. Clown Dawkins. Was an absolute dog.
In the end zone, right? In that 10-7 game.
Yeah.
I remember.
But he didn't mess with Eli. Tom Coughlin seen that. Got rid of him.
All right.
Guess what? We won the Super Bowl, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
so I'm not saying get rid of him, but if somebody gives me an offer I can't refuse, I can see if this guy's been on the field all 4 seasons, giving us 1,500 yard seasons, not even 50, giving us 1,000-yard seasons. This guy barely plays, man. And it's no fault of his. It's no fault of the offensive line because he's not getting hit in the backfield and he just got rolled over on his knee and everything. This is just injuries. He's just running down the field and all of a sudden,
And don't get this wrong either. We're not saying that Barkley's going to be traded, Lou. We're not.
Understand the whole
we're just saying it.
I'm very intelligent, my brother.
Right. It's just a scenario because that's all this shit is right now is a swag. Stupid wild ass guy.
I'm just getting emotional because I have 3 fucking Saquon Barkley jerseys. Okay, that's my dude. You feel me? Like that's you understand. Listen, he was born in the Bronx.
I know Barkley's history.
I'm from the Bronx. Okay?
Right.
He plays for my favorite fucking team. Okay, the New York Giants. So of course I'm fucking ecstatic, just like Victor Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I got 3 Victor Cruz jerseys. Like those are my football guys: Lawrence Taylor, Victor Cruz, fucking Saquon Barkley. Like that's my trio. You know what I'm saying? So and Eli Manning. Okay, so like what the fuck? You gonna trade him? And what I'm gonna do with these jerseys?
And
Bro, look at me with Daniel Jones. I'm gonna use it as a paint cloth.
Right. I will say this, Lou. You said Saquon Barkley was the best running back to ever put on blue.
For me,
it's not true. He's the most exciting. He's the most
Tiki
exciting.
Barber.
But the best running back is not even Tiki. It's Brandon Jacobs.
I think it was Tiki.
Listen, Brandon Jacobs was my dude. Ahmad Bradshaw was my dude. Tiki Barber was my dude until he fucking retired and started bad mouthing us. Then I said, fuck Tiki.
I got to go back to Joe Morris, man. Yeah, that little firecracker, that was my guy right there. Joe Morris.
I like Rodney Hampton a little bit more than Joe Morris.
Man.
Rodney Hampton.
And then Otis
Megan,
Anderson's another guy because he got shit on with the Cardinals, came to the Giants, and Big Dog freaking ate against the Bills.
Yeah. O.J. Anderson, Dave Meggett, Rodney Hampton. We've had great running backs. But to me,
but all those running backs, were they the flashy type running back? Were they the souped up type running back Saquon Barkley is when we won those Super Bowls?
Hell, look at Dave Meggett was a 7th rounder.
Yep. Yeah, he was more of a special,
Bradshaw was a 7th rounder.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Jacobs
was a 4th.
Yeah, it was a 4th rounder. Have we ever won? The closest running back we ever had to Saquon Barkley when it came to style and flash at running back was Tiki Barber, and we didn't win shit with him.
I don't know. That kid that hurt his neck that we got in the
David Wilson. David Wilson.
Yeah, he might have, but we'll never know.
You can't count him because he hurt his neck.
I know, but he had potential.
Yes, he did.
In that one, in his first season,
stat-wise,
I think he was
the best running
faster.
back we ever had.
I think he was faster than Saquon. I think he was faster than Saquon.
I believe it. I believe he used to shoot out of that backfield like a fucking cannon.
He was a one-cut running back. When he hit the hole, you seen it.
Yes. That was what I loved about Bradshaw. That was what I loved about
a good running back we had too. Rodney Hampton was a bull.
Yeah. Number 27, baby.
Christ, even Biaka Batuka wasn't bad.
Yeah, Biaka Batuka was decent too. But when we win Super Bowls, don't we have running back by committees?
Yes.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that just because they traded Saquon Barkley, hey, look, that's my guy too. It's
Listen,
like
I don't think
that's my guy.
I don't think that he's greedy. I don't think he's gonna.
I never said he was greedy.
No, I know. I'm just saying I don't think he's gonna demand that type of money. I think he wants. I just read an article today. They interviewed him last night, I believe it was, and he said he wants to be part of the reason that this franchise makes a turnaround.
Yes.
The offense entirely calls him the captain. They don't call Daniel Jones the captain. They call Saquon the captain.
Yep.
Joe Judge knows that the heart of that offense is Saquon Barkley. Judge knows that. So he knows that even though he wants to make changes, there's only so far he can go without losing that locker room.
Hey, that's why I wanted Barkley re-signed. That's why I said I'd pay him $12 million a year because of that factor.
No, not yet.
He's not going to accept. Look, as nice as the kid is, he can say all the right things. He's not going to accept $12 million. I'm sorry, he's not.
His agent will never accept that.
That's a slap to his face.
It won't be $1 less than 15. Let's get real.
No.
Well, then you know what?
That's going to be low.
He's in his 4th year right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, so they can exercise the 5th year option.
Which is but after that 5th year, either you can franchise them or sign them. If you franchise
but what I'm saying
I think
is
it's going to be around $15 million.
But what I'm saying is they don't have to deal with that right now. We can exercise the 5th year option, okay? Build an offensive line and tell him, look, if you want to be here, we're going to build an offensive line for you. This is the year you have to show us that you're going to be worth the contract you're going to ask for.
But this year coming up is the best year to trade him because he's only counting against $7 million against the cap.
Yeah, but Pat, what are you going to really get for him right now when he's not coming off
That's
of a
what
real
I'm
good
saying.
year?
If somebody gives you an offer, you can't refuse. If some team out of nowhere just say, hey, look, we're willing to give you a 1st-round pick for this guy.
Nobody giving you a 1st-round pick for that. You know that. Nobody. You know it, Pat.
I don't know.
Well, man, it only takes one GM.
Right.
Yo, Joe, nobody's giving you a first round pick for Barkley coming off of an ankle.
You don't think the Cardinals?
He's hardly played.
You don't think the Cardinals will give you a first round pick?
No, they got Connor. Connor's a beast right now. They don't need
Come
Barkley.
on, bro. Connor's
come
gonna
on.
be a free agent.
Why they need Connor and Barkley?
Why wouldn't you take Barkley on the Cardinals right now? Do you know how vicious that would be
Don't
out
want to
there
get
in
stuck
Arizona?
with. Teams are not going to want to get stuck with what's coming after next year, which is a holdout because he's going to want to get big money.
Yeah, and I said the same thing. And I said the same thing to Joel about these damn quarterbacks in this draft too. And now you're even talking about Kenny Pickett, right?
Right.
No, you're right. I admit that, man. Before I was crazy about Jones, and I do wish that Jones would become the guy. But I got to be real. It's a good chance that he could become the guy, as he's never going to be the guy. So I'm going to go do homework on the chance of us drafting a quarterback. Yes, I am. I am, because I'll tell you what, I'm not giving up 2 1s for no quarterback free agent. I'm not giving up the 2 1s because then we're never going to build the trenches.
I don't think Joe Judge wants to do that. Only quarterback I see him doing that for is Russell Wilson. But I don't even think I don't think he's worth the 2 first-round picks.
I give them one of the 2 and a package of other picks. And if they want Daniel Jones, but I'm not giving up both 1s this year. I'm not. Not for Russell Wilson. And Seattle ain't nobody to pick and choose. They got no picks. So they would be happy with a package. They don't need both 1s. They need something. They got nothing the next few years.
Yeah, they don't, because of that Jamal Adams trade, which turned out to be not a very good one.
Right.
But, I mean, crazier things have been done, man. That damn Joe, man. Shit. I can't stand him, but he makes sense. Can
I suggest something? This is my suggestion. This is my suggestion. We spoke about this, Pat, and I know you're on board. In the 3rd round, you got 2 picks, or even in the 4th round, go take a running back, because we don't know where this is headed with Barkley. It could get real ugly at the end of next year. So go get a young running back right now.
I think it is going to get ugly, because
I do too.
Both sides have a right to play hardball. If Saquon Barkley has a decent year next year, he has the right to ask for his money. But the Giants have the right to be like, look, dude, out of 5 years, you've only played, 36 games?
Right.
In 5 years?
Okay. Now, all that being said, right? No, seriously, okay? I understand everything being said. I think Joe Judge's success with this team and the type of running team that he wants to build, and the fact
I like both those guys.
I think the fact that the locker room loves Barkley, when he's in tip-top form and he's ready to go, the whole team is ready to go. If Barkley comes out there on the first drive and has a good drive, the team gets fired up and they play harder. Okay? I think Joe Judge knows that he needs Barkley and Daniel Jones at their best. I think he knows that means building a solid O-line. Okay? I think he also knows that Kenny Golladay was probably a bad move. But I don't think he's even nowhere remotely thinking of getting rid of Barkley or trading Barkley for anything. I think he set himself up with the trade back to get draft capital to do exactly what he's planning to do. And that's fix the O-line and get some depth.
I got killed last year when I said the Giants were going to trade down. I got destroyed before the draft.
I made a video. I made a mock video with us trading down.
Hey, I just saying, you know what? If we get the 4th and 5th pick, don't be surprised if we don't trade down more.
I think we do too.
It's both picks might be traded down.
No. Both. Trade one of them and get yourself an elite player with the other one.
Listen, Miz, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I can definitely see one, but if the right offer comes up and we trade the first pick down to 8 or 9 And then we trade the second pick down to 12 to 14 because those are the ranges of teams that are looking for a quarterback. Okay. The minute one quarterback comes off the board, teams are going to panic. Hi, I want to trade, and it doesn't matter what team is there. They're going to make phone calls. So with this being a very deep offensive line, defensive line, and edge rushing class, we still get 2 first-round picks. And then because we moved down so far with both picks, we're probably going to have 3 number 2-round picks. Okay? So now you turn 2 top 5 picks into 5 1 and 2 round picks. So now you're going to get Linderbaum with the first pick. You're going to get a good inside linebacker with the second pick. You're going to be able to go into that second round or use those picks to come back into the first, and if the lineman falls. And then you're going to have more second round capital to get more guards, right tackle, interior linemen. And then we got the 3rd round picks where we can get the running backs, the tight ends in the 4th round and stuff like that. And then start in the 5th round, getting your depth pieces. Bring in some freaking new meat.
I love that idea. I do, Joe. I'm good with that. I love having all those picks so we can build a whole team, and that is the Patriots way. But you got to give me one thing if we're doing that. You got to give me next year's whatever team it is. Got to give me next year's first rounder.
Oh,
so you got 2 1s next year to go get a quarterback if we have.
Yes, exactly. Because we're going to get 2nd round picks for moving down as far as we are, and we're going to get 2 future first rounders.
That I'm good with.
Plus more.
That would be amazing.
If a team like Pittsburgh is around 16, they want to go up to 4. They're gonna have to give us.
If Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Neal, or that corner are gone, and I think they will be.
Yeah, they will be.
And then the teams are going to start going, hey, Giants, for your 5th round pick, what do you want? Hey, Giants, what do you want for that 6th round pick? You traded your 5th.
That would be brilliant. You build an entire foundation, a whole team going into next year's draft. You get your quarterback if Jones doesn't pan out because
exactly,
dude, we're not winning the Super Bowl next year. Just for the
fans. Do you
think
Joe Judge is smart enough to want to do that? If he saw the future we needed 2 first round picks and he traded with Chicago, believing that we'd have high picks with Chicago. You don't trade for first round picks unless you think that pick's going to be a top 10 pick next year. Bingo, it fell right into Judge's lap.
I want to get into Ash. He has some comments. I want to read off his comments. I want you guys to respond. He says here, if we were to trade both picks and one of those high caliber edges or linemen are on the board, I have no faith in that man anymore. He says that would be the stupidest decision in the past decade.
Oh, building the team. Yeah, that would be stupid, Ash.
577. He said at least 1 first round should be trade down. That helps us sign and draft picks. Top 10 garners a lot of money. After 10, the money drops off. That is very true.
Right.
He says not to say that a lot of people don't trust him to get the right guy. If the Giants get one of their picks to number 4, I think Thibodeau is there for the taking.
Not happening.
Ash says no, pretty much. I guess he means no, don't trade down. Now, I'll say this about the trade down. If we're at number 4 and 5, what we are right now, I believe that's the highest we will get is 4 and 5. That's a hard decision because if the Lions or the Texans take a quarterback, that means Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, or Evan Neal is going to be at that number 4 pick.
Oh, there was a premium edge rusher last year. There was a premium edge rusher the year before. There was a premium edge rusher the year before that. There was a premium edge rusher the year before that. They just
hear me out.
No, it's Ash is what I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, hear me out. We got the number 4 pick. So out of the big 4 is Thibodeau, Hutchinson, Neal, and that cornerback Stingley. For some reason, they're still high on him. I'm not that high on him.
Okay, now I'm gonna throw something else in the mix real quick, Pat. Let's not forget that when Joe Judge was hired and the coaching staff was hired, a lot of the personnel that we brought in as coaching staff were college people. Okay, so these guys know what's in the game at the college level, who the ballers are, who the stud athletes are. Okay, I believe that Joe Judge had the foresight to bring these young guys in, and they've been doing scouting already. That was the reason for the trade back. That was the reason for the draft capital. I think this man has been playing chess all along, and he's about to put the NFC East in checkmate within the next season or two.
That is a good thing. A lot of those guys are former college coaches and college scouts. So they know the college game pretty well, and they have a lot of info on these kids. But let's just say some miracle, Thibodeau or Aiden Hutchinson is at the number 4 pick. But Pittsburgh calls and be like, hey, look, we want to trade up to your number 4 pick because we want Kenny Pickett. Matt Corral has been picked by the Lions or somebody. We like, hey, we want Kenny Pickett, and we know the Eagles are going to take him at 9 or whatever their pick is at. But we want to jump ahead of them. If they jump up like 16-4, you know how much capital they have to get up to go to number 4?
I agree. That'd be fucking phenomenal.
They have to give up their first this year, their second this year. I think their first next year. And they may have to give up 2 more low-round picks this year.
And that would be beautiful. But what I'm saying is, I think this man has his finger on the pulse of the draft. Right. Because we were all pissed off at 20, right? When they didn't get Ojulari.
And he fell to us at
51.
Yep.
Yeah, 51.
His number.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he has his pulse on the draft, and he knows a little bit more than people think because he was involved in the draft at New England because he was a special teams coach, and they deal with all the players.
Who did that pick, Ash? Who took Engram over T.J. Watt? Tell me the GM on the team. I know exactly who it was. I just want to know if Ash knows. Don't anybody say nothing. I just want to know if Ash knows without Googling it. Who was the GM that reached for that?
He Googled the first time you asked him. You crazy?
How many times we missed premier players in the past, 6 years? He says, GD, we took Evan Ingram over TJ Watt. How's that looking? Do you really have faith that there will be another Aiden Hutchinson yet again? We'll be in a position to get an edge rusher like Aiden Hutchinson. I do believe if we go down to like the 16th to 18th pick, that Jermaine Johnson kid from Florida State is pretty damn good. Is he Aiden Hutchinson? Is he Aiden Hutchinson? No, but we took Ojulari last year, and I think he's going to take a step forward.
Yep.
And I think Jermaine Johnson will be a damn good second prize to Aiden Hutchinson.
Right.
If I could take a Jermaine Johnson and get 5 other picks to make this team better, I'd do it.
How does it not matter who the damn GM was? How does that not factor in? How does that not factor in? The coach? The GM? That does not factor in at all?
Ingram was here before Judge got here. So what are you saying about that?
Well,
that has nothing to do
just
with
for
Judge.
Ashes, that was a Jerry Reese pick, and that was McAdoo. Okay, that's who picked Ingram over.
That was Gettleman's fault, Joe. You don't know that? That was Gettleman.
Oh my goodness, Miz.
Gettleman telepathically told me.
That wasn't that was the old regime.
Whatever. We can't look back 5 years, you know.
Yeah, I'm not looking back that far because it really doesn't matter. But what we're saying, Ash, is I think I take 5 top picks from 1 pick. Aiden Hutchinson, I get it. He's an absolute monster. I love him too. But if I could get 2 future first-round picks, a second-round pick, and more picks to where I can really put my stamp on this team, you got to think like Joe Judge right here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Ash, what we're saying is live a little bit longer. You'll understand what we say.
Well, it not only that, it's what if we got that one kid, Karlaftis, and then let's say Johnson falls into the second, and we get him too.
We're not going to get 2 edge rushers.
How the hell? Dude, I would need a winning lottery ticket if you know that for certain.
I was just texting with Buko. The other defensive end's good too. He just sent it to Ajabo. Pat?
Ojabo. Karlaftis, the kid from
How's it going, Pat, Joe, Lou?
What's
Hey.
going on, my guy?
Nothing much. Hey, can I chime in real quick? Because I ain't got much time, but I wanted to hit upon something what y'all were just talking about just now.
Go ahead, bro.
I guess what a lot of people don't understand is that it's a benefit for the simple fact that we have those 2 first-round picks. Because one, we can trade down one of those. It helps out because we don't have a lot of cap room. The more money that we're shelling out for those top 10 picks, for the top 10 pick in the first round, that's a lot of money that you got to sign. That's at least $8 to $10 million that you got tied up in just 2 picks.
All right.
And you need a lot of money.
Possibly more than that. Kadarius Toney was pick number 20, and he had $13 million fully guaranteed.
Exactly. So you got to understand that if you trade down, we're not talking about 2 picks. We're talking about one of those picks. All right? 4th round pick, if Neal is available, you get him. Hutchinson's available, you get him. But if we're picking number 5, hey, the Steelers come calling, just like Pat said, I'm answering that call because I'm seeing what you're ready to give up. If you really want that Kenny Pickett, let me see what you got to offer. Because
these guys could start driving. Sorry to interrupt you, but these quarterbacks are starting. That kid from the Huskies, once he went into the draft, boy, it's all over Twitter right now.
Exactly. So you got to understand that we're not talking about, passing on premier edge rushers or whatever. We're not looking at it from that standpoint. Granted, there's a good chance we are not getting Thibodeau and Hutchins. There's a good chance we're not going to get them. But if Neal is there, Pat said that's a bookend tight right tackle right there for the next decade with Andrew Thomas. You got to look at it from that perspective, and also look at it from this other perspective as well. You got a lot of teams that is going to be looking for a QB next year on the sneak.
Yep.
Pittsburgh is one of them. Right off the bat, Pittsburgh is one of them. You probably got Seattle up there too, even though they don't really have much to offer. The Saints, unless what's the guy's name? Winston comes back, as they could be in the same. Yeah, Denver too. So you got a lot of teams that's going to be sitting there like, you know what? Nobody's up there answering the call. These guys don't need a quarterback.
That's why I said I can see Atlanta or the Panthers, which are 8 and 9 right now in the draft status, calling us at 5. I got to get my guy. And then I see the Saints. Then I see, the Broncos. Then I see because if we go back that far, there's going to be a good edge rusher. There's going to be a good inside linebacker. There's going to be a good tackle. There's going, 8 and 9, we can get Linderbaum at 8 or 9.
Yep. And I guess everybody will be happy since he won't be a number 5 pick. If we get him at 11 or 12 or 15, everybody will be happy with the Linderbaum pick because now is at a position where they say he's of value.
Right. But, hey, you got to look at this too. He's not the only good center because that guy from, I believe it's Notre Dame, Jared Patterson.
Yeah, he's very good too.
So, guys, you got to look at the draft as, you got all these top players here. Can't be just focused on that, those handful.
Right.
You got to look at the entire draft and see how you can use that draft to benefit you in the long run. I'm trading one of those first.
And if we get 3 first-round draft picks next year, because we'll have ours, we'd have one from the one trade, one from the other. We can go get any quarterback next year we want, and we still have a future. We have a future because we're only using 1 year's first-round drafts.
Got to play the long game where this draft is right now.
Yes.
This year's draft, because of how those QBs are. This year's draft, with the QBs and they're not being, top tier, you're going to have a team that's literally going to be scrambling, just giving up anything just to get one. So you got to play the long game with this draft, 2022 draft. You got to play the long game.
He would be at 8 or 9.
I think he'd be there around 8 or 9. Now 15, no. I don't believe he'd be there around 15.
No, but 15's where 15's where I'm looking at that linebacker though. Utah, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Kobe Dean or Lloyd or Brandon Smith from Penn State.
Or Ojabo.
Lindenbaum at 6. I'm not, like Pat said before, I'm with Pat on that. I don't know if he changed his mind. I don't care about what value you are at what pick. If you need that guy and he's going to be a beast here for the next decade or longer, take him at 6.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do if nobody's willing to trade up. But Miz, I'm listening to a trade, man. I'm listening, man, because that gives you even more draft capital for the next years.
Oh yeah,
that gives you more draft
for the whole team. Yes.
So if I could get 4 to 5 players for one, I'm doing it.
Right.
Sorry.
But we have to be mindful too that if we in the trade back scenario, we don't want to be trading back all the way to like fucking 30. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, because
we're talking about like the 12 to 15 range at the very lowest.
Yeah. Way we still get some of the guys that we want to make a difference immediately, and then still get the draft capital that we're looking for to plug and play elsewhere to fix this team.
Can you imagine just being able to pick up another number 2 this year? That means you got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds.
Exactly.
Right. Do you know what you can do with that?
Oh, guys, I tell you, I got goosebumps when you said that.
I mean, I've been running mock drafts. I was running mock drafts, and every single time I took a trade for a second round pick.
Who is this speaking?
Oh, this Rodney, NYG.
Rodney, what's good, buddy?
What's good, man? I was doing it all day, man, because I want another second pick.
I do
was
too.
doing it all day.
I like to get the name of the people who make sense when they talk. You know, the idiots I can care less.
Eric Johnson, we're not talking about trading down in the 20s or the late 20s. We're talking around the 12.
No.
15,
I was just making
15,
it clear
19,
because we're getting a lot of crazy comments in the chat, and I want people to understand.
I mean, the first trade we'd be trading from 5 down to 8 or 9. That's not that far of a drop if Hutchinson
that's not bad at all.
Not on the board.
That's a phenomenal trade back. We still get draft
exactly,
capital,
and then the second trade is down into the 12 to 16 range. So, I mean, when you go from 6 to 12 to 15, you're probably going to get 2 firsts
and this is
from
why
that team.
That ties into what I said earlier, because I believe that Judge and this young coaching staff that we have here and scouting team has their pulse on the college game.
Yes.
And they know who the studs are, who the bust possibly might be. And I think with the trade back and the capital, we'll be able to make some power moves and really build a team for sustained success like we've all been praying for the last fucking 10 years.
I agree.
You want to know a scenario that's even more dope? Say we have the 5th or 6th pick. Let's say the 5th pick, we take whoever's the best available right there. If Evan Neal is right there, I take it. But that number 6 pick, say if Carolina wants to jump up to number 6 because somebody's getting ready to take, say Matt Corral or somebody's available right there. Somebody's getting ready to take Matt Corral. Hell no, we're going up to number 6. We're getting ready to take him. Then we trade back to number 9 or whoever that is. I think they got the number 9 pick right now. Say if the Saints, they know they're finna take Kenny Pickett, but Pittsburgh is like, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
New York, we will give y'all another first round pick next year.
Yep, the bidding war has started.
I'm taking it.
That can actually happen. Joe, you're starting to get to me. That can actually happen because the draft, the picking of the quarterback is so bad. We might be able to trade 1 pick twice for 2 teams to come up and get their quarterback because we're in a position like that because we have back-to-back picks.
Exactly.
Because if Carolina says, look, we're going to number 6 because we want to jump whoever is trying to jump us, which will be the Saints. The Saints called us. Hey, look, we're ready to give you this because we know they're going to take Matt Corral. We say no, Carolina's giving us the number 9 pick, a 2nd round pick, and a 1st pick next year because they don't want you guys to get it. Okay, cool. So the Saints, they like, okay, we'll just settle for Kenny Pickett. We like Matt Corral because he reminded us of Drew Brees, but we'll take Kenny Pickett at 11.
Here's what I would do if I was the GM and I was going to trade both picks no matter what. Before the draft even starts, I'm making a deal with a team for the number 6 pick. Okay? I've got my trade established. I'm moving from, let's say, 6 to 9 with Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta's going to give us a 2nd this year, a future 1st, and a future 3rd. Okay? So now I got the number 5th pick. And all of a sudden,
The
Detroit,
number 5th.
Detroit, takes Thibodeau. The Jaguars take Hutchinson. The Texans take Neal. The Jets take the corner out of LSU. All of a sudden, here we are at 5. And all of a sudden, there's rumors, because that's how this starts. Because you'll hear the announcers. We hear rumors that Pittsburgh's trying to move up. Well, not only do we hear that, the Saints hear that. The Denver Broncos hear that. Everybody hears that.
And then
that
everybody
rumor,
starts
okay?
calling so they don't lose out.
Exactly. So not only do we get that, that's when I see the scenario what Pat was just talking about. I will jump up from 12 to 5. I'll give you a first this year, a first next year, my second this year, and another 4th and 5th. Bingo.
Well, here's another scenario that you're going to have to add to that, Joel, real quick, and then I'll head off. A lot of teams are probably going to think that we're in a hunt for a quarterback ourselves.
No, good point.
So if that plays to our advantage as well, because you know what? Everybody's seen Daniel Jones. Everybody's up in arms about Daniel Jones. They don't think he's a quarterback, a franchise quarterback. They're going to look at us as if our future is, not looking too bright. What are the Giants going to do? We're in a prime. I mean, I just can't really explain it all that much because we're in a good position to utilize. We have a lot of leverage. A lot. Thanks, Lou. That's the word I was looking for. We got a lot of leverage. So if we can't hit it out the park with these draft picks, I don't know, man. They need to get rid of everybody because they're not looking at things the way we are.
I used to be quite the verbalist back in the day.
I'm telling you, the best case scenario, bro. We got the number 5 and 6 or 4 and 5 pick. With that number 5 pick, we take whoever is the best available at that number 5 pick, but there are going to be teams calling for that number 6 pick.
Oh yeah.
Trade that 6 pick, go down to like 9 with the Panthers. Say because they gave us the best amount for that pick, and then the Saints are next in line. The Saints and Falcons are next in line to get a quarterback. But say if Pittsburgh wants to jump them and trade up, we tell the Saints and the Falcons, hey, look, the Steelers get ready to jump y'all and get this Kenny Pickett. If y'all want Kenny Pickett, you're going to have to come with it. Next thing you know, the Saints give us a first this year and a first next year, even though they wouldn't have to on a regular trade. But now we up the ante because Pittsburgh is getting ready to give us a whole bunch. But Saints like, hell no, we need Kenny Pickett. We give you a first this year and our first next year. Bingo. Yep. Now we move down to 11. Guess what? We still can get Linderbaum at 11.
There you go.
With a pick that we trade back with twice to get like 3 first-round picks because people are so thirsty for one of these quarterbacks.
Right.
That would be dope.
Welcome to the dark side. Welcome to the dark side, ladies and gentlemen.
What Denzel say in training day? This is chess, not checkers.
And
that's
know
how
what?
You gotta play it.
Judge might be playing with the draft right now for all we know, designating Daniel Jones with a neck injury. And, the quarterback questions are going to continue for the Giants. That throws more confusion into what we might do.
Yep.
Judge might have his decision.
I agree with that.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, Rodney, anytime, man.
All right, man.
Throw some smoke out there knowing that the Steelers really want this kid Pickett.
Right.
Hit that subscribe button for Big Pat. And us, if you would like to.
Oh, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Y'all have a good one.
You too, brother.
Right,
Eric Johnson says we should run the Giants draft. He likes what we're talking about, Pat.
But that hurts us a little bit, though. Well, it all depends because if 2 teams trade up ahead of us to get quarterbacks, that leaves the top lineman for us. So we would be able to get an Evan Neal and another tackle at that position, or maybe Evan Neal and Aiden Hutchinson or something. Because if 2 teams jump up to take quarterbacks, that would be dope because that means save the Lions mess around and take Malik Willis, and the Steelers and Saints jump up and take Matt Corral and Kenny Pickett. That's 3 quarterbacks, and we're at number 5, so that means we got a choice of Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Neal, right there.
Right.
And guess what? If we got the 5th pick, that means we're getting 2 of them. So if you take Aiden Hutchinson, we're taking Thibodeau and Neal. You take Thibodeau, we're taking Hutchinson and Neal.
Right.
If you take Neal, we might be able to take Hutchinson and Thibodeau. Who knows?
Right.
So yeah, that does work out too, Buko. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can see how they want to play it. I think they're gonna play it. Me personally, I don't think they're gonna take the trade back route because I think Joe Judge wants to bring many of his guys in as possible. And with that route, you get a lot more guys that you can bring in, and you still have high picks to do so. But that scenario where I could trade the six pick twice, I would love to do that.
The trade scenario I'm talking about, Ash, is if Thibodeau, Hutchinson, and Neal are gone. Okay, if those top guys are gone,
and that's what it's looking like right now. All three of those guys are going to be gone.
Exactly. So that's when we start acquiring draft capital. If Hutchinson falls to us, I'm not trading a pick. I'm getting that guy. You know, but then I'm going to listen to calls as to how far down I go. And I'm going to look at the draft board and see who's on the draft board. So let's say that we go from, we got the fifth and the fourth and the fifth. So let's say the fourth, we took Hutchinson. And the fifth is open, but I'm looking at trading down to the seventh to get a future first rounder and maybe something else this year. All right, who's on the board? You know, edge, line, you know, Iowa, Linderbaum, you know, what's available to me if I do drop down? And then that's going to determine whether or not I like that trade or not. So, but we're in a prime position to do either or, is what I'm saying.
Right. But it should be a fun off season, man. We're almost at 2 hours, man. You guys always get me. But if what is true is what Joe just said about Daniel Jones today, he's saying that basically he's going to move forward with Daniel Jones. So right. If that is the case, that means we're not taking a quarterback in this year's draft, and that means anything's possible with these picks. Like Joe said, you don't know if Joe Judge may want to trade back both picks. You never know.
You shouldn't say that, though. He shouldn't tip his hand, man. He shouldn't tip his hand.
Well, we hit on our late picks last year. I don't care what anyone says.
I wish you wouldn't do that, man, because you got a team like Pittsburgh who really wants this kid from Pitt. And now you know that you're not taking a quarterback, so
it doesn't matter though, Niz, because if they want to go get up a quarterback, either they're gonna jump up all the way to number 1 or number 2, which is shit. You know how much of a shitload you have to get to go up that high? We're in the prime position to trade up for quarterbacks. We are.
Yep.
Right.
If a team is going to trade up for a quarterback, they're going to look at us first, especially if the Lions don't take a quarterback.
Right. Or the Texans.
But let's say one of them do take a quarterback and they want a quarterback. That makes us even more viable to them because now one of those quarterbacks are gone. Now it's like, oh, snap.
Yep.
Because Atlanta and Carolina and the Saints are before us. So Pittsburgh might get desperate because I hear they love that Kenny Pickett kid. And the Panthers love Matt Corral. So do the Saints. So if the Panthers and the Saints both like the same quarterback, guess what they're gonna trade up for?
Don't count out Denver.
Yep, Denver's right there too. They're gonna be around like I think 10, 11, or 12. So you're gonna have like 4 teams from like number 8 to like 16 might be looking for a quarterback. And after Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, and Malik Willis, the pickings are real slim. I don't think you take the kid from Cincinnati in the first round. I just don't think you do. You're not going to take the kid from Nevada in the first round. I just don't think you do. You're going to go with Sam Howell?
Desperation, Pat. Desperation.
Now, wait a minute. Guys,
I'm gonna have to cut out, man.
All right, Lou. I hope you're feeling better.
Man, I hope you feel better, bro.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I ain't gonna let this shit whoop me, son.
Go get some chicken broth.
Yeah, I got some already heating up.
Nice.
Chicken and broccoli. What?
Chicken broth.
Chicken broth.
As we speak, I'm working on my draft right now, and I had the Giants trade back with Pittsburgh.
Logan Gettleman.
I have
Logan
I'm
Gettleman.
back on my bullshit. We win one more game, and that's the Eagles game. So at the end of the season, we can say we went 5-12, but we still swept the bum ass Eagles.
That's right.
Good night, fellas.
Night,
Good
Luke.
night, Luke.
Yes,
And Buko's right. If the Panthers pick right behind us, we're in the perfect spot.
Now, why? Why is that?
Because the Panthers are looking for a quarterback, and everybody knows if that quarterback get past us, he may be going to the Panthers. And so I got to jump the Panthers to get them. And guess who's right there? Us.
Yep.
Who's going to give us a farm.
Yep.
That big.
We're going to get some serious offers. Atlanta's right there. The Panthers are right there.
And you know who's more desperate than anybody right now is the Saints.
Yep.
Because they need to do something right now because, man, that cap is going to catch up to them sooner or later. You can't keep going negative 78 million in cap and keep getting to where you're under the cap and able to sign players. It's going to come to a time where they're going to be
them
in the
or
red,
Denver.
bro.
Denver's got to start doing something to get a quarterback.
Yeah, that's true too.
Denver. They drafted more quarterbacks in the last 10 years than anybody, or 15 years.
I think Denver likes Matt Corral. I think the Panthers like Matt Corral, the Saints like Matt Corral, and Denver likes Matt Corral. I think he fits them the best. I'm not saying he's going to be a great quarterback for him, but he fits those teams the best. And I know Pittsburgh and Philadelphia likes Kenny Pickett as well.
I have a question for you guys. I know you guys were talking about this. Do you see this Carson Strong guy rising up draft boards and potentially going top 20?
Yes. Yeah,
I mean,
kid from the
if
Wolfpack.
a team is desperate enough.
I feel like Denver is desperate for a quarterback.
If the team is desperate enough, but I don't see Carson Strong being that strong of a quarterback. I just don't think so.
These guys haven't been talked up, man. Desperation makes people do funny things.
Joel, I'm with you, man. Boston Sports Report. Hey guys, sub up to this guy right here, man. He's a very good content creator. He puts out his weekly reviews of each team. Sub him up, man. That dude's real cool, man. He came out of nowhere and subbed me up and gave me very good props on my channel. Shout out to the Boston Sports Report.
I would not be shocked if I see
Washington. Link your channel, Boston Sports. Link your channel, please.
Yeah, Logan, link that in the
some of us were not as smart as others, you know.
Right.
I would not be shocked if Washington took this Carson Strong guy.
See, if you're doing your draft, Logan, though, with me getting you those Detroit slippers, you ought to be trading Detroit out of the first pick.
But what about if the Jets are right before us, Pat, at 4? Wouldn't they be looking to trade down since they have 2 picks also?
Yeah, but they have 1 pick before us and 1 after. So we're right in the middle, in the heart. And not only that, it's cheaper for a team to come up to 5 or 6 than 4. Teams are probably going to let the Jets pick because they know it's not a quarterback. But with the confusion that we're throwing in there, right, they might think we're looking for a quarterback.
And the thing is, the Jets are going to ask, what's going on, Nate? The Jets are going to ask for a farm. You think we're going to ask for the farm? Those top 3 to 4, those top 4 picks, man, you got to give up so much to get in that top 4.
Right.
And I think the Jets are going to take a lineman. I think if Evan Neal falls to them at 4, I think they take Evan Neal. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yep, or that Stingley kid.
Or this guy who does picks every week, this Boston guy.
Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
The safety.
Yeah, the safety from Notre Dame.
That might.
Thank you for the 35 in the chat, man. That's crazy.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, man, we're in a prime position. And I don't want to hear Giants fans crying and boo-hooing if we trade back the number 5 or the number 6 pick. Oh, we're so stupid. No, that's smart.
Right.
If I'm a head coach and I want to bring in my own regime, getting 5 picks for one, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
And I got multiple first-round picks for 2 years straight. That's a no-brainer.
Right.
So if Daniel Jones tanks and doesn't become the quarterback that he thinks he can be, we got 2 first-rounders next year. We could package that with something else and go up there to number 2 or number 1 where we need to go. and get that kid from Alabama. So whatever we want to do.
Right.
Sean Watson's still available at that time. We
Right.
got 3 first-round picks in 1 draft. You think they won't be like, okay, there you go.
Right.
You got 2 top 10 picks and a number 20 pick from somebody. Here you go. You can have Sean Watson for that.
Pat, is this Zion Johnson, a guard from Boston College, guy any good?
He's all right, but
you think he's worth the 38th pick?
No.
Dude, there's only one Zion I know, okay? And he's in California.
I'm on my 3rd round pick right now. I mean, I'm on the 2nd round pick. I'm trying to figure out.
Don't figure nothing out.
Buko says Jets will go edge or offensive line. We won't take a DB top 5. That's not how Douglas drafts.
Hey, screw Buko. I hear this shit every morning from him. I don't want to hear it.
You're welcome, Levance, man. I always wanted to do a live stream.
Coach Dante, what's good?
See, yeah, Dank's a good guy to talk about the draft too. Zion, I mean, I'm not. He doesn't wow me, but he's not just trash. There's
So
a lot
do
of
you
people
think?
I'll take before him though.
So say a lot of the top guys were gone. If we, I don't want to spoil anything, but if we took an O lineman and a linebacker in the 1st round, do you think he'd be worth a 2nd round pick or no?
No. Not if a decent edge is there, like a Myjai Sanders or a Jermaine Johnson or the kid from USC, Drake Jackson is there.
Okay, I got you. I'm trying to research these guys so I can get my mock together.
What up, Coach? Hey, wait a minute. Don't take my information to use for your video.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Wow. What a little snake right there.
Wow. What a slickster.
That's a snake in the desert right there.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I'm just trying to get some advice,
on the
man.
chat today.
Yo, Snake Logan creeping up on Pat in the stand.
Right. Buko says, I'll be pissed we take a cornerback, especially Stingley. Ahmad Sauce Gardner is better. Yeah, the guy from, I think, Cincinnati, I think he's better too.
And I'll be at your doorstep. Open up your door for you in the morning and drive you to the gym so I can chew your ears off.
Nate says, I haven't watched Myjai Sanders yet. What's his skill set? His skill set, if you want to compare him to a giant, I would say O.C. Umenyiora. Same type build. He's 6'5", 265. He's slender, but he has a lot more power and he has long-ass arms. The thing that he needs to work on, I think he's going to surprise people with his strength and his bull rush, but he needs to work on his hand placement a little bit. I'm not saying he's a project player because I think he'll be the best edge on our team if we actually draft him. It would be between him and Ojulari. I think he will actually be the best edge. But I like Hutchinson better and Thibodeau better, as you already know. But I like Jermaine Johnson better than Myjai Sanders. I think I have him number 4 as the number 4 edge rusher on my board. But there's a kid in South Carolina. His name is Ignibre. And watch out for that kid from Michigan, Ojabo. He's going to shoot up draft boards as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Now, the person that a lot of people are hiding is this Leo cat from Texas A&M, I believe. Yeah, Texas A&M. I don't like that cat, but I think he's going to go real high.
Do you think? Actually, no, I don't want to.
No, hey, I'm not giving you any more tips, man. I gave you your tips on your first 2 rounds.
That's right.
You're gonna have to learn how to do it for yourself. Yeah, DeMarvin Leal ain't special, man, but they're making him out. He's one of those hype trains that Joe talks about, how they hype these players up.
Yep.
He's being tremendously hyped. And then they're hyping him up as an edge. This dude is a defensive tackle to me. He's a defensive tackle. He's not going to be this super edge rusher that's going to get you a bunch of sacks. That's not who he is. And if you're drafting this guy to be an edge rusher, you're sadly mistaken. If you have a solid edge rushers on your team and you need a guy that can get a little bit of rush from the inside, I believe Lil's your guy. But if you drafted him to be your premier edge rusher, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. No, they're calling – look it up, Nate. They're calling this guy edge. He is a 3 technique. He's a 3 technique.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are boosting him up, man. Only way
It's
I
amazing
drafted
what
him-
the media can do for your draft stock.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I say every year somebody falls, somebody rises, somebody gets knocked into the second round. And luckily the Giants have been there with the pick to grab that guy in the second round.
That is absolutely true.
I mean, look at that corner we drafted up in the third round to grab. He fell out of the second round, and no one expected that. Teams were just ready to pounce on him.
Right.
Giants went up, grabbed his ass. Hey, guess what? Sucks to be you.
I love Evan Neal. I love Evan Neal. I love him to death. I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a film review on him tomorrow, more than likely. I try to get it out tomorrow. But
boy, man.
I'll tell you what, that kid from Georgia is not bad either.
The defensive tackle from Georgia?
No, the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He hasn't given up a sack or a pressure yet. 600 plus snaps. 700.
I think he's North Carolina State. You talking about Akeem Ekwonu?
Might be.
Because he's pretty damn good as well, and he's a road grader, Lou. I mean, Joe.
Yeah.
You want to run the ball? You want to run the ball? He's the perfect guy if you want to run that ball. If you want to go to a heavy run scheme.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's better than Evan Neal. I still take Evan Neal first, but I wouldn't be mad if we got him. I wouldn't
exactly.
be mad.
Just someone Giants fans to look into if Neal's not there. I mean, this kid is.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, Nate. He has great versatility, but he said he wants a pure tackle.
Oh.
Now I know a guy from Texas A&M that if he fell, I think his name is Green. That plays. He played tackle for Texas A&M this year, but he's a guard and he is nasty. Like he's a nasty offensive lineman. Like Miz would love this guy. He's absolutely nasty.
That's the guy you want in the second round, right there.
Yeah, if we could get somebody like that in the second round, if the
Who's
edge
that?
rusher isn't there, Kenyon Green. Kenyon Green, that's his name.
Oh, Kenyon Green? Yeah. Buko spoke about him to me, yeah. Buko brought him up a couple days
If
ago.
you could get him, if he falls to the second round, which I don't think so, but some miracle he does, I think we take him. Even if we get a Neal or a Linderbaum in the first round, I'm taking him.
Right?
If my top edge rusher is not there, I'm taking him.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you, if Joe Judge picks one of those top corners with those 2 picks, I swear to God, that's a video that's going to go viral around the world, man.
Oh, me too.
I'm telling you right now, I will be like, you haven't seen me angry yet.
I will be in shock.
Exactly, Nate. Nate, I don't know as if you were in here, but, we've been talking. Don't be surprised if we can't get Hutchinson, Neal, or Thibodeau. We don't trade the 5th and 6th. Let's say we trade the 5th down to, the 8th or 9th, and then take the 6th and go all the way down to 12 or 14 because these are teams that need a quarterback, and that's their position on the draft board right now. And still wind up with Thibodeau, still wind up with, or not Thibodeau, wind up with Linderbaum or, maybe even Karlaftis right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that's the problem with this draft is so much depth. And when are quarterbacks going to be starting to be taken off the board? Because that's when everybody's going to start making phone calls. Yeah, let the draft come to us, and if we're getting 5 picks for 1, sign me up.
Right.
I'm sorry, but sign me up.
For what?
If we can get 5 picks for one pick,
Oh, yeah.
sign me up.
This Devontae Wyatt, this defensive tackle, he looks pretty damn good for what I've read.
Yes, exactly, Nate. I agree too. But that's why if we traded down to 8th or 9th, that would be a really good pick right there.
Yeah, I like him. I agree with you on that guy. That guy's,
right. That's about where he should go.
I mean, if Karlaftis is at 11 or 9, I would take him.
Right.
Well, I'll take what Buko offered too. You give me the left guard and the center with those 2 picks, man. With Thomas on the other side, our line is set, man.
Yeah, the left side of the line is set, and we just got to work on that right side.
Oh, you see what you got in Isaiah Wilson? Maybe.
And we
Yeah,
could be
let's
4 and
see what
5
we got.
Boston Sport. That if we can get 4 and 5, we'll be right in the catbird seat for teams wanting to trade up.
Mm-hmm.
Because all we need is Pittsburgh to rumor, or Denver to rumor, or the Saints to rumor they're looking to trade up and draft a quarterback. Once that rumor flies and you get 2-3 teams that are involved into a trade deal, you're going to get some really, really good offers.
So you got me all excited and hyped
Imagine,
right now. Do me a favor. Forget what
we
Lou
get.
said.
So
Don't be
imagine how good it's gonna be in the off season. Because I just thought of a new show. It's gonna be me and Joe. The show is gonna be called "The Pick Is In." Don't none of you guys steal my show, because I'm gonna slap you through the computer screen. The show is gonna be called "The Pick Is In." Nate, if you want to be down, hit me in Twitter, and I guarantee you'll be on that show as well, because I love talking the draft with you. That's what I would do with you as far as the show. Let me know if you can do it. But I know Joe will be down. If he's still available at that time, who knows? He might blow up. You might not even be able to get in contact with Joe. Who knows?
Not me.
But
that happened.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, it'll be us three guys. We'll do something like a StreamYard. We may go live sometimes, but we'll do something like a StreamYard, and we'll do it privately. And we'll bring up a prospect, and it's going to be called "The Pick Is In." Say if we want to talk about Evan Neal that day, we'll talk about Evan Neal. Say if we want to talk about Jermaine Johnson that day, we'll talk about that person that day. We'll talk about our picks that day. We'll talk about other teams' picks. But the name of the show is called "The Pick Is In." And we're going to start firing that up in the off season. Maybe as soon as the season ends, we might start firing that up. We'll have to pick a day to make sure everybody's schedule is correct. And I think that show is going to be dynamite, man. Because I love the way you talk about the draft, Nate.
Authentic? What's good?
What's going on, bro? Yeah. You already know, man. I got ideas for everybody. Everybody that comes to my show, I got ideas for everybody. Even Authentic, but he got his own platform, so he doesn't.
Right.
I'm not saying you guys need me, but Authentic doesn't need me. He has his own platform.
But I mean, we got a bad season, guys. But we've been talking a lot of scenarios, and these are all, the likelihood of them happening is high, in my opinion. Maybe we trade, maybe we don't trade. We're still. The team's going to get better. We're looking towards the future. We're looking at what we need. We look at the guys that are available in the draft, and there's value throughout the first 20 picks of this whole draft right now. There's great players that are going to be day one starters, whether it's a lineman, whether it's an edge, and they all got a high ceiling. And if we look in towards the future, so if we do trade a draft pick or two, we get the future capital to go get our quarterback, to go get that guy that we need next year. We've got that stuff. Let's say, this year maybe somebody doesn't pan out, but next year we can go get that guy over the top. We can, use those picks to trade up to get the guy we need. Exactly. That's what we have to look at right now is unfortunately the future. And I'm sick and tired of saying, there's always next year. There's always next year, and I'm right there with everybody. But if you look at the scenarios that are starting to develop, just thinking about a day or two instead of a sudden reaction, I'm seeing it, and I got hype for the next couple of years.
Exactly. And like I said, if this is what they really want Joe Judge to do, then you got to let this guy build his own team. And what better way to build your own team than building a bunch of draft capital with the draft capital that you already built? So, yeah, I think this dude knew that he was going to be here for more than next year. And that's why he got those 2 picks like that. He said, eventually, if I make it big enough to do this for a living, I'm going to be on the platform telling the story of how legend name Authentic hooked me up with a legit mic. He gave me all the advice I needed, right? G Nation, we are the Big Blue Crew. That is true. Till we through. Indeed, bro. Said a top 5 pick in the second is also just as good as the first with players falling. True.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Well,
is.
shout out to the Big Blue Crew.
And Nate, I just got a hold of Authentic too. I got a new mic on the way. Going to be here after Christmas, probably between the 27th and 29th. Might show up early. I kind of hope, but I had my guy hooked me up. I'm not going to lie. And then after Christmas, I'm going to be looking at a camera. So wait till the new technology falls and the sales happen after Christmas specials.
So there's 2 ways to build a team in the modern era: Ram style / Raven style. That's true. Get you a quarterback and you make the system around him, or you get a team that's good, but you want to make them over the top. Get rid of all your first round picks and bring in proven veterans.
Right.
But we're nowhere near the Ram style of building. I know Authentic loves that style of building the team, the Ram style, but we're nowhere near good enough to build that way.
No, he doesn't sell mics, Lou, but you get a hold of him, he'll tell you a good mic to set up, and then he's got all the knowledge and the drivers, and then you get a hold of him and he'll help you tune it to here and there and tweak it and torque it and get rid of the echo and the reverb and the bad sounding. And Authentic's like godlike with superpowers when it comes to that stuff. I watched him help me in PTA one time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to highlight Authentic myself. Give me some good gear here coming soon, because he produces music, so he knows all about that.
Exactly. Because I also want to look at a soundboard too and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely has the hookup for you. But guys, it's been fun. Over 2 hours tonight. Y'all always get me. Surprised you didn't get me for 3 hours. Thank you, Liz, for supporting, man, with the shirt. Man, that's dope, man. Somebody wearing your shirt while you're on stream. That's cool as shit. On my birthday. That's what's
Got
up.
shirt for his birthday.
Yeah.
Right? And it looks good on me too, I gotta admit.
Hey, that's a good that's a good stat out there. No team outside of Cowboys have 2 first-round linemen in their starting lineup. I have to look that up. If that's true, man, that's crazy.
Right.
I have to look that up on them.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Yep.
Happy birthday, Pat. Yes.
The Chargers 2021 team has 5 new linemen. We can build this a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Jazzy Jeff. Man,
Jeff.
I hope you're all right, man. I ain't seen Jeff in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know either, Nate.
He said, great stream, fellas. Like I said, who needs ESPN and NFL Network when we got you guys? Happy birthday again, Pat. Have a great rest of the night, fellas. You too, well. He said, hope y'all in the chat and the panel are good. Yeah, we all good, Jeff.
Yeah, we're good. Thinking of you, Jeff. Missing you. Hoping Sunday's okay. We haven't seen Sunday for a couple weeks now.
I'm 34. Nate put the last 2 numbers together. I'm 34. I'm getting old.
Oh, God, I wish I was 34 again. Oh, my God. That was 18 years ago.
Jesus, Joe.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Old ass man. But, man, look for that show. You said you meet times 2. Yeah, you're only 17, Nate. That's crazy. He said, I wish I was 35 again. Jeff, I didn't know you was older than 35. I thought you was my age, Jeff. All right,
Yeah.
man, be good. I do have a question, man. I really don't want to do a film review anymore this season. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's worth it. But I may come up with a film review idea. But the thing is, I gotta find all 22 college films because I cannot find all 22 college.
It's pretty much impossible.
If I do find all 22 college films, that Evan Neal film review, I'll do live Friday if I can find out all 22.
Yeah, because if we're going to do that, the pick is in. I've got to start watching, we got to figure out what guy we're going to talk about, and I got to watch some film on him.
Yeah, what I'll do to make it easier for you, Joe,
Yeah, it's like you gotta look for it on the black market. That's
Right.
crazy. That's crazy. They should do the same thing the NFL does.
I'm not going into the dark web. Nope.
Right. But what I'll do is I'll pitch out some players, and you guys tell me which players that you like, and we'll do something on those players.
Right.
I'll give you guys the players each week that I feel that might be legit. And if you don't like any of them, just have some suggestions. I want you to have suggestions for yourself. Let's just all of us look at some players that we think that might want to be looked at, that the fans may want to look at. And I'm not just talking about Giants fans. I'm talking about all fans that will want to look at.
Right.
This show is going to be a universal show. It's going to be for all teams, all 32 teams. It's going to be a draft show. I believe the things that Mel Kiper and all those guys have been doing for years, I could have been doing the same thing for years.
Oh. Highlight Jeffrey's last comment.
He said you guys don't want to cover the greatness of Mike Glenn. Hell no.
What a wise guy. What a wise guy.
Right.
But
yeah, that's wrong. But what?
Yeah, right. I will. If I can find it, I will, bro. But I've been trying, man. It's like top secret.
Yeah.
But gotta head out of here soon. Gotta go do some door dashing. I will see you guys. I don't know, Joe. Maybe you want to do something on Friday. I don't know. It's not. I find something.
I got to do the Thursday night game on mine. Everybody stop by my channel, Classified 3F with Joel. I'm going to be doing the football game. What is it, Kansas City and
the Raiders. No, the Chargers.
Chargers. So everybody should be fired up about 8 o'clock or so, 8:10, somewhere in there. So make sure y'all swing by, stop in. We'll all be there again talking football.
And the Browns-Raiders game is it's on the verge of being canceled Saturday.
And then, yeah, Pat will be streaming Saturday, one football game, and then Big Blue Nation, Lou, he'll be streaming the late night game. And then Saturday or Sunday, I'll be doing the 1 o'clock game. Giants play at 1.
Yeah, they do.
Giants play at 1. I'll be doing the 4 o'clock game, and Lou will be doing the 8 o'clock game, and then we'll figure out that day who's doing the Monday night. So,
well, I know it ain't me because I did the shift last.
Well, is Monday night even around anymore because Saturday's games now?
Yo,
I think there's one more Monday night game.
One more? I'll probably wind up doing the Monday night with you guys doing Saturday.
It might be two. It might be 2 Monday night games this week, to be honest, because the Browns and Raiders are looking like it's going to be canceled. It might get pushed to Monday night.
Oh, that might be
because the Browns have a lot of COVID cases.
Every team's going through that right now.
I heard the Browns have it the worst.
Yeah.
They got 17 starters on COVID reserve.
Yeah, they're not going to play that game Saturday. So.
They shouldn't.
Well, we'll see what happens. It'll be by ear, but, make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell and get notified when we're all doing these streams. That way you can come by and swing by with us. Get notified when we're going live, doing a chat, doing a talk, football content, college football. I'm going to be doing some bowl games here when they start firing up.
I think it's Alabama, Cincinnati on the 31st. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Those college, we need you to get every last one of those playoff games. Because people are going to want to watch those playoff games. We need to get you on every last one of those playoff games. I have to figure out what day they're on. I'll let you know because I need you live streaming each one of those days.
Okay.
Because the college football thing was your thing, so we need.
Oh, that's all right. If you want to rotate, around, I'm fine with that, Pat.
No, because I think they're on different days, so it won't be you doing two things at once.
If we get 2 or 3 games on it one day, I'll definitely split them up with you.
Okay, but that college play, I really want you to do that, man, because that's your thing, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be dope, bro.
Yeah, Jeffrey, the beard's coming back. It's coming back. Not that deep yet, but it's getting there.
Cool, Nate. Can't wait. You need to go ahead and officially join the Big Blue Crew, Nate. I don't know what you've been doing, but you need to come on over here, come to the dark side, man, and start coming more into the chats, man. I love talking with you, bro.
That's
Your knowledge
right.
is great.
That's
Talk, especially the draft, man. You always you be on the draft just as much as I be, maybe
Right.
even more. So definitely glad to have you back in the chat more regularly, bro.
I'm gonna go Saturday morning early, go get me a haircut. I got to get this all one length. It's driving me nuts.
Saturday morning early, I'm gonna get me a haircut.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go rep some high school game.
All right,
I'm gonna do my first game live ever. There's a lacrosse game in India at 3 a.m. Saturday night. And
There's a lacrosse game in India. And that'll be live on the Mrs. channel. We'll have to
Right,
get Zion to hook
Mrs.
that one up.
Right.
The Mrs. Take. So somewhere between 3 and 6 a.m. You should all get up and look for me. I don't know if you're gonna see me there.
Well, thanks to Logan and Zion last night. I got a couple of new songs, but Lou's not here, so I'm going to wait till Lou's here so I can sing for him.
Okay.
Yeah, we listened to music last night till like 3:30 in the morning with John.
Yeah, we did too. Me, Zion, and Logan there. We were listening to some old music, and it's like, so I of course, I had to play Shake My Ass, and that got me reminded of some other dance club music, and I got to have Lou.
Y'all did a stream.
Don't be spoiling it for me.
I forget Zion's 3 hours ahead of us, man. It's only 7:30 where he's at. That's crazy.
But
what do you what's the next show this week?
Tomorrow night, my channel.
Yep, tomorrow night on Joe's
Oh,
channel.
Lou's here. Lou's here. All right, should I sing it for Lou? I don't know. I don't want to get Pat demonetized.
Right. We're going to save it for Thursday Night Football.
All right, I'll save it for Thursday Night Football. Oh, I got a song for you tomorrow night. I'll sing it on my channel.
Tune in for the song. Make sure you put that in. Make sure you put that in your description.
I am singing a music song, so it's not like I'm. I mean, it's been out there for years. I'll have to get Lou. I want to hear Lou say pause, so I'll have to wait and get him on the channel. So that'll be more drama. You want to know what the song is? Tune in tomorrow. That way, I leave everyone with a cliffhanger. Exactly. I like that.
Right. Promotion, my guy. Promotion.
That's right. All about the promo.
Exactly. Well, I will say this: smoke screen.